And we're live for Startup TNT. It's week 68 here in Saskatchewan. It's top 20 pitch night, and we are so excited to be coming to you live from Regina. My name is Jesse Weeb. I am the local lead for Saskatchewan for Startup TNT, and I'm also an awesome startup evangelist because I love this tech community.
And I'm Hudson Nackby, ambassador for Regina and TNT investor.
Yeah, and even more than that, he's also a maverick because this guy is like Top Gun. He's like flying fighter jets all the time.
That's right, Jesse. I used to fly fighters in the Air Force. Still fly as a reserve pilot out in Moose Jaw.
Super cool guy. Yeah. If you haven't met Hassan yet, he's our Regina lead. Take some time to get to know him tonight. We're super excited to be here in Regina, in the Queen City, and we can't wait for the rest of this evening.
But tonight we're also on Treaty Territory. Treaty 4 territory in Regina and Treaty 6 territory in Saskatoon.
Yes, that's right. And tonight we want to honor those elders whose stories this land carries. And we acknowledge that this land was the traditional meeting ground, gathering place, and traveling route for many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples that came before us.
We acknowledge all who have walked on this land before us. We aim to create a safe space for all Indigenous communities at TNT. Tonight we honor their mission to gather the community and share stories.
Storytelling has been a part of this land for generations, and we've got a lot of stories to weave into the great tapestry as we continue to tell the story of this place. And really quick, I'd like to tell a quick story about how Hassan and I met. We actually met almost exactly 1 year ago today.
That's right, Jesse. It was at the Investor Kickoff Meeting Summit 4 last fall, a year ago, right here Regina.
Yeah, and now over the last year we've invested in multiple companies together, and here we are on stage hosting our first Regina event. How exciting is that?
It's very exciting. It's been an incredible journey.
Yeah, it is. Woo! Yeah, and it's been an even better journey for Startup TNT over the last 2.5 years since our first Startup Summit back in 2021. We've invested $7 million in 50 companies. This is them right there on this screen. And what I love about this is you look at the screen and you see all these companies from a variety of different backgrounds. There's all kinds of sectors. There's hardware companies. There's software companies. There's companies founded by women. There's company founded by BIPOC founders, right? There's all kinds of different companies, and they've raised from over 230 investors. It's absolutely fantastic.
And we plan to add even more investments to this logo in the next 6 weeks. But you know, Jesse, what I love the most about all this is the personal stories that are behind the logos. We've been meeting for 68 weeks in Saskatchewan, starting in Saskatoon and now in Regina. And we meet up and share our stories every Thursday night.
Yeah, if you don't know, TNT also stands for Thursday Night Tradition. So we meet every Thursday for a happy hour in Saskatoon, and we try to meet every week here in Regina. We've been doing it for 68 weeks, and we're trying to make that real connections. Our motto is have fun, make friends, build companies, and that's what we do at the happy hour. We have fun and we make friends so that we can build great companies, and we hope that you can join us and help grow this great community.
Yeah, for sure. And we can't do that, grow the community that is, without saying a big thank you to our amazing partners that are involved in Summit 6.
Absolutely. These are our sponsors, our best friends forever, our national sponsors. We got API out of Edmonton. They help with pharmaceutical innovations, physical products, BDC, RBCX for your banking and debt financing needs, CBRE for real estate. We also have some really awesome core funding partners, Praise Can, Alberta Innovates, Innovations Saskatchewan, and Place. We'll be hearing from all these folks, Sharita McKercher, Infinity Shred, tonight as they help us co-host this event.
That's right. These folks are support of the Startup TNT community and the founders that are in our summit. And there's no better way to celebrate TNT than with our best friends.
Absolutely. And we actually have even more partners involved with Startup TNT. It takes a lot of people to make this community great. We're really thankful here in Saskatchewan to have Collabs and Cultivator, the two incubators here in the province, involved with us. We also have the NSBA and the Chamber up in Saskatoon involved. These have been fantastic partners, and we're so thankful for all of their support. And what are we here for? Well, we're here to invest in startups. So let's explain just really quick, why do we invest in startups? Why is startups so amazing?
Well, Jesse, there's lots of reasons why startups are amazing, why I want to invest in startups. But the three main reasons are to get in on an early, totally new and exciting product, support the hardworking entrepreneurs that have the courage to actually bring their product to reality, and of course, to support our local economy.
Absolutely. That's why I invest in startups. My family and I, we do the investing together. We've invested in 18 companies the last year thanks to Startup TNT. Hassan, I don't know, how many have you done over the last year now?
13.
13. Look at that. Wow, we put our money where our mouth is. We believe in this, and so have the investors that are involved with this. But actually, they need more than just money to be successful. Let's remember that. You can invest more than just money into these startups.
That's right. The startups need the support of the community, which is all of us.
Absolutely. We need to be thinking about how we can support them. So really quick, how does it work with the Startup TNT Investment Summit?
Well, it's not just a business plan or a pitch competition. We're not just here giving out ribbons. These are real companies and real investors negotiating real deals into those companies. Investors pre-commit $5,000 each, and that money goes directly into the winner of the summit. But there's also side deals as well.
We've actually never had a summit where only just one deal has gotten funded. Every time we've done a summit, we've had multiple companies funded because the investors look at the companies like, wow, there are so many amazing companies. I got to put money in more than one.
And some of our investors are new to angel investing, like I was last year. Many of them are from traditional business backgrounds, and they're very excited to have the opportunity to participate in the rapidly growing tech community that's in Saskatchewan.
Absolutely. Let's reinforce that with $5,000 have been pre-committed. Before they even saw the deals, they were committed to investing in a company here in Saskatchewan because that's how much they believe that there are great Saskatchewan tech deals, and there are. We know, and you're going to see them tonight here at the top 20. Right? So real quick, what's happened here tonight? Well, we had 130 applicants across 4 streams. There's actually Edmonton, Calgary, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba happening. And we had 95 investors committed, split across those 4 streams. We've now cut that down to a top 20. And we're hosting a top 20 pitch night in 4 different regions at the same time. And actually, we have a 5th event happening up in Saskatoon, where eventually we're going to announce our investment goal of $1 million. And I'd like to check in with Saskatoon if we can really quick right now. What's going on over there? Saskatoon, Mike, can you let us know how it's going up there so far? There's anybody on stage?
What's up?
There we are.
There he is.
We're here in Saskatoon. Got a great crowd here. Super excited.
Awesome. Right. We're pumped too. We got 3 pitches coming to you live from there. How are you feeling about having 2 innovation places involved with Startup TNT tonight at the same time?
I didn't hear that.
I said, how you? I said we have 2 innovation places.
It's so loud in here. It's so psyched in here. I can't hear you, but it's great.
Okay.
I don't know what you said, but I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, sounds good. All right, we'll keep going. Really great to have you on board, Mike, and taking care. Mike works with Innovation Place, which is now actually Innovation Saskatchewan, and we're going to hear a little bit about that in just a second. But it's an absolute pleasure to have 2 parties happening here in the province at the same time. And as you should know, November 17th, make sure you save the date. One of the companies tonight is going to be announced the winner up in Saskatoon, and we're going to hopefully raise over $1 million across all the deals that we're going to be doing in the prairies this fall. So with that, let's do some quick housekeeping.
Yeah, a little bit of housekeeping. Remember, everyone up here who's going to be on stage, they've invested a lot of time and effort into making the presentation and putting their thoughts together and have the courage to present those ideas out in public. So please be respectful of their time, respectful of what they're presenting, and give them the the time they deserve. We're going to be doing 20 pitches, which sounds like a lot. It is. It's going to be 3 minutes for each person. Now, that's not a hard 3 minutes. I mean, there is a bit of a soft in there, but obviously if you take too long, we're going to have to cut you off. After that, expect about 2 minutes of question period. Again, not a hard 2 minutes, but we'll have to stop at some point. And for the crowd, obviously cheer on the presenter. We want high energy, support them, show them that we're here to help them out.
That energy going, right? And I want you to keep thinking about tonight. How can you help these companies, right? Can you make a connection for them, right? Is there an introduction to a strategic partnership that you could make? Is maybe you want to buy their product, or maybe even just have some feedback on how they can improve, right? The founders are here. Come up and talk to them, or feel free to reach out to them after the show. They're always looking for help and support. It takes a community to raise a startup, and that's why we're here at Startup TNT. So with that,
Let's get these pitches started.
Yeah, let's get it going. All right. So throughout the night, we're going to have a bunch of co-hosts that are going to come up and introduce our startups. And then we're going to have a Q&A facilitator at the end of each pitch that's going to come up and do a few questions with the startup. So for our first block of pitches, it's my pleasure to introduce Kevin Chung from Innovation Saskatchewan, who's our gracious actual location host today because they just merged with Innovation Place. And for Q&A, it'll be facilitated by Mark Bergar. So Kevin, thanks for coming up on stage.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
It's our first event in Regina. How exciting is that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Look at this beautiful venue that we have. Great crowd today.
Absolutely, right? And so Innovation Saskatchewan, most people probably know all about you and what you do, but just remind them if there might be some new folks here that never heard about you before.
Yeah, sure. So in a nutshell, we are the provincial government's agency, and we support startups through programs and funding. So, and as of October 1st, as you mentioned, we are actually one merged entity with Innovation Place. So this beautiful space and the research park in Saskatoon is all going to be part of our programming as well. So
that's super exciting. So yeah, if you're looking for space, you want to hang out around startups, Innovation Saskatchewan is where you want to be. Maybe reach out to you and chat about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I should also mention the Saskatchewan Technology Startup Incentive.
Oh yeah,
which is the 45% tax credit for angel investors who are investing in tech companies in Saskatchewan. So if you're investing in tech companies in Saskatchewan and you're not in that program, please come and talk to me and I'll tell you all about it. Don't want to steal your thunder, but I know that Startup TNT is actually officially part of the program as well.
Yes,
as of earlier this week.
Yeah, we just got it done. So we're really excited to be getting the tax credit now for our investors. And of course, any of the companies, you need to apply as well. There's a little pre-approval process before we invest, so make sure you sign up for that program. All right, without further ado, let's get our first pitch going up here.
Yeah, let's kick it off. So first pitch we have is Chris Kotolmak from BedCooler. Give it up for Chris.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, Jesse, before we get too far, I'm going to need something from you so I can advance the slides. Don't run away, Jesse. Don't run away. Hi, everyone. My name is Chris. I'm the founder of BedCooler, and we're on a mission to make better sleep a breeze. Good sleep is essential for health, and the problem is 1/3 of us just aren't getting enough of it. Recent science has proven there's a direct correlation between body temperature and quality of sleep. And unfortunately, what's happening is year over year, our night times are getting hotter. It's essential for your body to cool down at night, to enter those deep stages of sleep. So there is a direct correlation here. And current products in the market just aren't meeting that demand. There's passive cooling things like gel pads, but they don't last all night. They don't even last 15 minutes. If you have air conditioning, that's great. It can be expensive to run, but it's not an option for everybody. And ceiling fans, they move air around the room, but not where it matters. So after 6 years of hard work and development, we've developed the BedCooler. It's a small, compact device that attaches to any bed and creates a cooling zone by pressurizing room air and creating a cooling zone directly in your bed. There's an app, so it's automated. It works for you, so you can just focus on getting a good night's sleep. We're focused on a whole ecosystem of products, but we're working on the BedCooler first. So we envision a system that not only tracks your sleep, but also improves it by bringing that cooling air when you need it. It's low voltage, so this thing uses $1 of electricity a year. Air conditioners can use $2 to $5 per day. Now, we're really excited to be in the sleep industry because sleep tech products are projected to grow to a $67 billion industry within the next 8 years. I've been watching this for the last 6. These projections keep getting blown by what actually happens, so really excited to be here. The market is huge as well. Just in Canada alone, there's 600,000 people that fall into our target demographic. And globally among developed nations, there's over 443 million people who would be suffering from sleep deprivation, who could take advantage of this. Our competitors, they have a different idea of what would fit on the bed. Hoses and stuff. This is ours, really compact. And I think we've done a great job in packing this technology in, and really excited. Does anyone have one in the room? Does it work? Oh, come on, Jesse. Jesse's letting me down today. Jesse's going. Anyways, so in the last couple of years, we've really hit really important milestones. We got our patent just a few weeks ago, so really excited about that. We're finalizing our final mass production design because we want to be able to hit the mass markets with this. And so next year, we're going to be focused on launching on Kickstarter. We want to get our first 1,000 customers there, or our next 1,000 customers there. We've already had a few hundred of them. And along the way, we've gotten amazing feedback that we've rolled into each. We've prototyped over 70 different iterations across 8 different models. So we've been revising this thing this whole time. And we're going to launch on Kickstarter, get our first 1,000 customers so that we can actually go to retail. We've got connections with Sleep Country Canada, The Brick, a Canadian Tire, and we've even had doctors purchase this for themselves and call me and say they see an application in hospitals and institutions. We have the team in place. We have experts who've already launched products many times successfully. This is a passionate group that they're very excited to help me bring this to the market. And we're looking for $250,000 to enter the next stage of development. This is going to be used for plastic injection molding, some final component design. We have the world's largest fan manufacturer with this in their hands, and they're really happy to work with us. So we're really happy with that. Need some safety certifications and, of course, inventory to scale up. So again, my name's Chris. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Awesome pitch. Awesome pitch. Your turn for the audience. Questions? Questions for Chris. We got a couple of minutes. I'll prime the pump because I know this is a first pitch. You've been on Dragon's Den.
Yes, I pitched on Dragon's Den.
A few years ago.
A couple years ago, yeah.
So since then, what's changed?
A lot's changed. We really decided, because when I went and pitched on Dragon's Den, I was so rushed. I mean, the glue was still drying in the prototypes as I was passing that on stage. And they're asking me questions like, what's your ARR? And, what? And I'm like, it works. Like, we just proved that it works. Because at that time, I didn't know how I was going to pack. You've seen the competitors, right? Like, those are huge devices. It's not easy to pack powerful cooling into something that's the size of a ream of paper.
That is awesome.
So we accomplished it. A week later, I was on Dragon's Den. And it was just too early. But
Awesome. Questions? Anyone else? Yeah, in front.
The patent process took a lot of money, but I'm really glad I went through it. And I think the tone has changed in terms of seriousness since we got it. And it helped me validate me. It's been a lifelong dream of mine to be an inventor. My mission in life is to improve the world through technology. So to get a patent is wonderful.
Awesome. One more question, right over here.
60,000 continuous operation hours,
Okay,
which is
that's
about
awesome.
15 years.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks so much,
Okay, thank you.
Chris. Great pitch. Thank you.
Can you hold the mic a little higher? Because otherwise they can't hear you online.
All right, thanks, Chris. We'll keep things going, and please welcome Connor Phillips from Pathfinder 365 up next.
No, I'm good, I think. Awesome. Alrighty. Tourism is heavily fragmented and over-algorithmed, but Pathfinder 365 will be a game changer for the $96 billion Canadian tourism industry. My name is Connor, and I've spent 7 years working directly in the tourism industry. It's not sliding forward. There it is. My name is Connor, and I've spent 7 years working directly in the tourism industry and 20 years in sales, marketing, and customer success. Pathfinder's MVP just launched this in June, and I spent the summer successfully testing the market. I have some traction, and I'm now building the foundation to make a bigger push this fall and winter. As this industry has grown, there's been a steady tilt towards the practice of popularization and top-tier monetization. Comprehensive algorithms typically funnel your online journey down a path that shows you it's the most popular and likely the easiest to monetize. Now let me tell you a story. Sam is looking for something to do this weekend, and she wants to find something that's right here in her backyard or close by. She checks Airbnb, and it immediately promotes beautifully curated experience packages, which sound amazing, but they're nowhere near her backyard, and they're a little too polished. She checks TripAdvisor, and it shows her the same top 10 list it's been showing for about 5 years, which are all great, but she wants to know what else is out there. She checks Google, but she doesn't know the keywords that will make the internet spider librarians show her the things she doesn't know. She checks Facebook. There's a lot of good stuff there, but that Facebook was never designed to be an effective discovery engine. Sam continues down this rabbit hole for a while, picking up some ideas and seeing some cool stuff, but it's nowhere near a comprehensive picture of her local tourism. Maybe she'd want to go axe throwing, but she didn't think of it. Or maybe she'd want to hang out in an igloo and sip a flight of ciders, but she didn't think of it. Maybe she'd want to partake in a dinner theater on a train, but she didn't know it existed. Or maybe she'd want to do a artistic walking tour, but it happened 2 days ago. These microtourism businesses these two microtourism businesses will almost never find themselves on a top 10 list or be listed on a curated list of experiences. And yet they make up 99% of this massive industry. This is the void that Pathfinder nurtures. Beyond the basic free level, businesses can opt to migrate onto the Flex plan, which is a subscription model. It offers a robust toolkit of promotional features, which can also be purchased a la carte. And then later we'll intertwine a commission model and business professional services. I'm working on a full Western expansion over the next 2 years, which has a SAM of 9.9 billion, and then the rest of Canada to follow. I have one investor secured so far, and I'm looking to close 250,000 to fully take this product to market, to embrace the West, to continue developing my system, and to start expanding my team. And to investors, every dollar I deploy, I make sure that I double its effectiveness by accessing an array of grants and subsidizations. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Connor. So, great pitch. Love it. I'm thinking of you now as a matchmaker between people who want an experience and the experience providers. Which side does your revenue come on? Is it predominantly person looking for the experience, or do you have a revenue stream from the provider side?
Well, initially it'll be a subscription model, and that will come from the business side, but there will eventually, well, actually not too soon, not too far away, be transactions from the traveler through the businesses, and we'll take a commission off of that. There'll be professional service as well, which we will offer to the businesses. And yeah, so matchmaking though isn't exactly, I do hate to correct you, but it is something that differentiates Pathfinder from everybody else, which are focusing on being matchmakers. It's more of allowing travelers and businesses to find value together to match themselves. So that's the true essence of a marketplace.
Thanks for the correction. Okay, any audience questions for Connor? If not, we're going to move on to the next pitch. I'll invite you back up, Kevin.
Thank you.
Thanks, Connor. That was a great pitch. All right, next up we have Kyle Smith from Offstreet. Welcome, Kyle, to the stage.
All right. Certain people need to be given the right to park for free. This is called a parking validation. For example, a contractor shows up to a job site, gets a parking permit from his boss, puts it in his car. That contractor now has the right to park while he works. His parking has been validated. Now, parking validations are pretty straightforward as physical objects. But as the parking industry transitions from physical parking permits to digital license plate-based parking permits, the focus has been on mobile payment apps and not on parking validations. So this has left a gap in the market. At Offstreet, we do one thing, and we do it really well: digital parking validations. Institutions like the University of Houston, the City of Miami, or all the hospitals and clinics in the greater Vancouver area all use Offstreet to manage their parking validations for their employees, contractors, students, patients, and really anyone who needs the right to park. So Offstreet reduces the administrative burden of managing these validations and allows them to transition to a fully digital operation. So things are going pretty well. This number is out of date, so as of September 22, we're doing $50,000 a month in recurring revenue. As of today, we're at $61,000 in monthly recurring revenue. But what we are more proud of is our churn. So our churn is less than 1%. And those not familiar with software as a service, that's pretty exceptional. And so typically, we only really lose a customer when the parking company that we partnered with on the job gets fired. And more often than not, the new parking company that gets hired also uses Offstreet, so we get to come back, which is really cool. So as we've got a little bit more street cred in the industry and some more higher value partnerships that we've secured, we are now able to target institutions directly. And we hope to one day kind of replace the function of a parking company. Our model is pretty straightforward. We charge up to $300 a lot per month. And we're currently experimenting with transaction fees and capturing some transactional revenue as we kind of transition to some paid options in addition to the free validations. We believe that we have found product market fit with universities and colleges. They know what their problem is. They're willing to pay really well to solve their problem. And once we're solving it for them, they are unlikely to leave us. So with that in mind, we are currently looking to raise about $1 million to help us expedite our ownership of the entire post-secondary parking validation market. Quick shout out to our world-class team, many of whom are in the building. Special shout out to my co-founder and CEO, Matt Fallman, who's in the house from Vancouver, getting married on Saturday. And with that, I'll turn it over to Mark for some questions.
Okay, great. Thanks. I only have one question.
Sure.
Why parking?
You know, I ask myself that question every single day. But I guess quick fun story about how we kind of got started. So back in the day, Matt and I we basically got into this by accident. We didn't mean to come and solve parking.
That was a pun, accident and parking?
Yeah, yeah. So we started out with like an app that was Airbnb for parking, very hard to do. And then we were in the Regina Leader Post about launching our app. And a friend I went to high school with named Gavin, living in Edmonton, dating a guy named John, who also had a parking software company, was like, hey, you should talk to this guy I went to high school with. So we did. John's dad's name's Gord, owns Precise ParkLink West. And he's like, hey, if you want to get in the parking industry, nobody has a good validation product, so you should build one. And then we were like, well, okay, we kind of want to start a startup. And they're like, we can give you 35 locations at $50 a month. And we're like, that sounds good. So here we are.
That's why parking. Audience questions. I'm going to fire one more at you.
Sure.
What are you going after? Are you going after government, cities, or are you going after private enterprise?
Yeah, so right now our focus is on universities and colleges, and specifically in America, because in Canada we're a little less likely to try new and risky things. Canadian University is a public institution. You might step on some toes. You might upset the union. Whereas in America, universities are businesses, right? They just see it like, oh, you can save us this amount of money. Sounds good. We'll fire some people, right? So. It's like, it works out great for us. And they're willing to do pilot projects with they're great. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Private, I guess.
Thanks, Kyle.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Pass that to Dom. All right. Wow. The first block of pitch is done. Wow, and we got a bunch more to go, but real quick, I wanted to let you know, if you haven't got so already, we got these awesome drinks over at Momentum Cafe. Thanks, CJ.
Thanks, CJ.
And her team for putting that together for us. We also got some food there at the back. Make sure you grab some, right? And like it takes a fair amount of money to put on an event like this. And here at Startup TNT, we're a nonprofit, and we actually have all these sponsors, but we also have a bunch of community supporters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just put my drink down real quick. I got a list here on my phone. I got a whole bunch of people that have actually chipped in to our beer tab tonight, our drink tab. Zach in Edmonton threw in $100. Adrian Mitchell, Calgary. We got David Rowley, Raheem Natu, Tim Lin out of Winnipeg. He's there right now. Gloria in Winnipeg did it. Paul Birch, who's here tonight, chipped in $25. Sarah Short chipped in $500. Man, I keep listing these off. $200 from Graphite Ventures. We got to
That's incredible.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to chip in $100 too. I'm putting in $100. I'm putting in $100.
I am too. I put in $100.
I'm putting in $100. Right. If anybody else wants to chip in some money to the tab tonight and make sure we have a good time every week here at Startup TNT, you just send an e-transfer to cheers@startuptnt.com. It'll auto deposit, and we'll do some more shout outs at the end of the show for anybody who chips in. So you get your little moment here on stage. So without further ado, let's head into our next block of pitches, and Hassan will introduce us.
Awesome. Yeah,
next.
Let's keep this going. Well, the next group of pitchers will be introduced by Adria Prop. So Adria, come on up.
And who's the Q&A for this?
Oh, and the Q&A will be Rob Russell,
who is the principal at Connexus VC. All right.
Well, thank you to everyone for coming out. I'm here on behalf of Srita, and we're here to help sponsor and get all of our young entrepreneurs and tech startups in Saskatchewan launched.
And you're based out of here in Regina?
So I've been in Saskatoon for the summer, and I've recently relocated to my home here in Regina, so it's great to be home and see some familiar faces.
Awesome. And is Srita also rebranding with Startup Institute, or how is that related?
So Srita is who I work for, and we deliver in one of our pillars, the Sask Startup Institute. So I run and deliver that program here in Regina, and I also have colleagues in Saskatoon, and we're here to service Saskatchewan with those resources that businesses need to get started before they necessarily can approach their financiers or investors.
Awesome, that's great. Well, with that, I'll leave it to you to introduce the next series of presenters.
Great. Well, I'm sure you've heard enough from me, so I'd like to welcome Giuseppe Almeida up to the stage here, and he's here to talk about Perfit, the virtual fitting room.
Awesome. Thank you so much. 4 years ago, I took a client of mine to personal shopping, and as we started going through the process, I felt the energy really shift. I took this amazing woman who had so much power and just strength. And as the process started, everything changed. She became shy, she became sheepish, and it hurt me. So at that moment in time, I had to ask her, like, what's wrong? What's going on? How can I help you? And she looked at me and she said, you know what, Giuseppe? My biggest hurdle is the mirror. Catching myself in the wrong reflection as I put on my pants, as I put on my shirts, it hurts. And I don't want to feel this way. And I felt that. And at that moment, I knew that I had a mission. I needed to change the way that people shopped. I needed to change and allow people to have a space where they could have a confidence with every single purchase. And when we fast forward to today, the way that we shop has fundamentally changed. You know, e-commerce is now king, and user engagement is queen. And with e-commerce growing at lightning speeds, brands need to do two things. Number one, they need to increase conversion rates, and number two, they need to diminish returns. And when we activate true user engagement, we're able to increase first-time visit sales by 30%, which is astronomical since conversion rates are only a mere 3%. Perfect. Our team of experts have dedicated years into the development of our state-of-the-art physics engine, and accuracy matters. Perfit's aim is to help brands create peace of mind for for their customers. And in order for us to do that, we need to make sure that we have accuracy against the inventory and that we're able to recreate the avatars with precision. And we're very happy that we have actually accomplished that. And we're able to give that peace of mind through a white labeled virtual fitting room. Yes, we have competitors, but what sets us apart and what makes us great is our approach. One of the things that really allows us to get to the bottom of accuracy is the fact that we are actually based in science. We have a physics engine that is able to mirror the manufacturer's assembly process in order for us to give you the ability to see yourself in a digital mirror. The new perfect world gives brands data that they have only dreamed of, such as body shape and size, draping, and many more insights. This will allow brands to have better insight when they're planning for the upcoming seasons. This will allow them to have better opportunities for sales and understand what they're missing and what they're with the body shapes within regions, which will allow less waste with manufacturing, which will allow less impact on water consumption and water pollution, as well as diminished returns. We are currently going after the athletic apparel industry, which is the fastest growing segment in fashion, as well as the most forgiving, which is what we need in our growth path. As we're starting, we need to have that ability to play, and the athletic apparel industry does that for us. Our revenue model is subscription plus commission, and we're ready to expand our team. Oh, sorry, I forgot this. Currently, we have some pretty good traction. We have the Saskatchewan Rattlers. We have Freckle Swimwear, who's been absolutely fantastic, as well as a new company, Annex Fashion, that we've just signed up at this moment in time. There we go. We are currently, we are ready to grow our team, and we have a tech and HR growth path, as well as the infrastructure geared up with partners like IRAP, Prairie Development Fund, and Innovation Saskatchewan ready to support us. We are looking to raise $500K for 10% of our business, and right now we want to expand that into something that's absolutely great. So welcome to the virtual fitting room economy.
Right on. Great work, Giuseppe. This is an awesome idea, and this is absolutely something that I would use because I'm a freak. One question for you. How do you ensure accuracy? Because it's got to be difficult to deal with outliers like me, but what is it about your system that really ensures accuracy where maybe some others don't?
For avatars or for the garments themselves?
Yeah, just from the experience of a customer, I go online, I buy something, I don't know if it's going to fit. Okay. How do you help me with that problem?
Awesome. Well, first of all, we have to recreate your avatar. So in order to do that, we need 5 measurements. We need your height, your weight, as well as the circumference of your chest, hips, and waist. And then we're able to have 94% accuracy just off of those measurements. We have a gigantic database that allows us to pull from that and have something that's very accurate. And then, like I was saying before, we've created a physics engine that actually mirrors the manufacturer's assembly process so that the garment is digitally as it actually would be in real life.
Right on. Sounds like a plan. Can't wait to try it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Let's give it up. For those of you who don't know, I'm a track athlete when I'm not here, so I'm a master of the clock. So Morgan and George, I've had the pleasure of chatting with you earlier when I came in today. They're going to be up on the stage here next, and they're here on behalf of Indigenous Cloud Network. So let's warm the stage up for them, please.
Having worked in the Indigenous music and production industry for the past 30 years, I've had the opportunity and experienced an amazing amount of Indigenous productions. I started work with the Saskatchewan Indian Cultural Center and then went on to create my own production company. And over the years, it's been an amazing experience, and I've been truly blessed. However, as my career progressed, I started to notice a troubling trend. Countless of these priceless productions, elders' discussions, recordings, and songs sitting on a shelf with nowhere to be shared. Nowhere to be shared. However, sorry about that. I had a dream to preserve and share these priceless productions and ensure that they were preserved for future generations. Over the past 25 years, I've had the opportunity to gather one of the biggest collections of Indigenous music in North America, and I've been truly blessed to do that. Which is why, with these factors in mind, and the collaboration of my team, my vision for giving Indigenous content a home grew even larger, and it led us to the creation of the Indigenous Cloud Network. It's an online streaming platform designed to preserve, celebrate, and support Indigenous artists, producers, promoters, and communities.
Within the Indigenous Cloud Network, we're trying to connect the world through Indigenous culture. By using the highest quality audio and streaming video available, our platform is designed to function globally with ease and offer Indigenous content creators the ability to reach the widest audience possible while simultaneously preserving Indigenous culture and earning an income. With exclusive Indigenous music, podcasts, educational classes, powwows, live performances, and events, Indigenous culture is here to be the home, Indigenous Cloud is here to be the home for Indigenous culture. To put it simply, we're a mixture of a little YouTube with a little Spotify and a sprinkle of the home shopping channel in our interactive and live marketplace. As we touched on earlier, Indigenous Cloud Network isn't just about the entertainment. We're deeply committed to the support and betterment of Indigenous communities, which is why each month, a portion of our profits goes directly to a rotating list of Indigenous community programs to continue that circle of life. So, in conclusion, for just $4.99 a month, people from across the world can access this exclusive Indigenous music, education, and events, all while helping to support and preserve Indigenous cultures and communities. With your support, we'll be able to gather the much-needed marketing, staffing, platform upgrades, and equipment necessary to preserve this priceless cultural content, support Indigenous communities, and ensure this Indigenous content can be shared with the world, but most importantly, with future generations. From our hearts to yours, Miigwech.
Okay, thank you both. This seems like a really worthwhile and valuable initiative that you're working on. And my first question pertains to you're building out a platform, and we've seen platforms all over the place. You know, you mentioned a lot of them, and the fundamental dilemma is: do you start with a great sort of library and content, or do you try and build out as many users as possible to begin with? What do you think about that? How do you prioritize it?
Well, to be completely frank, George putting in the time he has over the last 30 years to amass the music and the experience he has to really support the Indigenous culture and the Indigenous content, it's kind of what's given us the validity to really feel like we deserve to be in this space, and also are the people to really share this content because we hold so many of the record holdings. So, yeah.
Got it. So then, in terms of, so what I think you're saying there is that you've got the quality content, the library's ready. What is it going to take for you to achieve sort of that rapid expansion? What's going to drive people there? What is that unlocking thing that you need to do next?
Something we're really excited about is we feel like we have a great product. We've got the network. It's a matter of getting us in front of the right people and getting that marketing really off, because as the evolution of the business has come, we originally started strictly with music and then really noticed the opportunity to really be a cultural hub. And so it's expanded, and actually probably for the last 5 months, we've really just been focusing on fine-tuning the evolution versus the actual marketing. So we're really excited to get some capital in the door and get the marketing out there.
Sounds good. Final question for you is, how do you determine what's suitable on the platform? Is it the big problem with a lot of platforms right now is content moderation? Right. How do you think about that?
You want me to take this, George?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, in terms of content moderation, we're working out a little bit of our criteria, but specifically it's going to be supporting Indigenous content creators, right? So the vetting process is going to make sure that it's going to be an Indigenous content creator. The fun part being that Indigenous is very specific to regions, so we're going to have fun with trying to figure out how we honor that, but still stay within our embodiment of what we're trying to achieve. So it's a process right now. Right now, it's so far it's going to be you have to be Indigenous, but that is up in the air in terms of how you justify that.
Sounds like a great vision. As Indigenous people all over the world, this could be a massive platform. Thank you both.
Thank you very much.
All right, culture and tech coming together here in Regina. Thank you, Morgan and George. I believe I saw Jeff here down from Saskatoon. So Jeff Simpson, come on up, and he's here to tell us about his business, Kgo.
Your mic? Sure. Yeah. Good evening. So back when my co-founder and I were growing up in Saskatoon, it was a much different story. Getting kids from point A to point B. Fast forward to today, and it's a much different story. Life has become quite complicated for modern families in getting kids from point A to point B with both parents working, etc. So there's millions of parents just like us. There's 35 million across North America. Those are our target families. And we've had a survey out here now for just a little bit. 53% of parents surveyed spend 5 to 10 hours a week driving kids around. 34% of parents surveyed said they would use a platform such as Kgo based on our security features, and 25% said that they would, I can't read that, sorry, would consider it. So very strong indicators from Saskatoon for support of this platform. Current options for parents are quite limited. It's actually against terms of service to put a minor in an Uber, and 72% of our parents surveyed were unaware of that. Certainly you can put kids in a taxi, but I'm not going to be putting my kids in a taxi. There are some spotty hyperlocal solutions in Canada. They are not tech-based. They are a booking type style-based platform. So no live tracking such as Kgo. So I'd like to introduce Kgo, safe, transparent, flexible, and reliable rides for kids. Our differences are driver community. We have our drivers are highly screened. They are interviewed and then they are trained. So safety is at the center and trust is at our core, and that sets up this business model. So how do we make money? We have a 70-30 split with our drivers on that revenue. Parents pay a booking fee, and of course the relationships with our school boards. Progress to date. We have had our apps passed by the city of Saskatoon. We demoed them here not too long ago. You can see the cities across Canada here that we plan to expand to. And of course, to get to this point and beyond here, you got to have the right team. So myself, 30 years in business. I think outside the box, like many of you, it has always served me well. And I enjoy getting people into the room, find the right people to get the job done and solve problems. My co-founder, Megan, works for PayPal. She is one of the VPs and has been in tech business her entire career, is in charge of global communications. We have 2 advisors on board at the moment, Sherry out of Chicago and Mark out of Calgary. Our ask today is $500K. This will launch us in Saskatoon, Regina, and Edmonton. I'd like to point out some more of this data here. It's quite interesting. Even in today's economy, 40% of our parents surveyed said that their kids would be in more activities if transportation was not an issue. Another stat that's it's a little shaky, actually, a little scary, is that 20% of these parents surveyed actually said they are worried about their job because of getting kids to these programs, to their activities throughout the year. What I'd like to say is that Kgo is a difference maker. We will be that company to lean on that will make a huge difference in a community, reduce that stress within families, get those kids to where they need to go, and actually with that 40% of more activities, create a little bit more economic activity within our communities. I'd like to thank everybody for listening and have a great evening.
Right on. Thank you, Jeff. Now, I'm not a parent, but I remember how much time my mom spent driving me to sports in my youth, so I can absolutely understand the value here. And I think you correctly identified how integral trust is to this whole network, and it seems like you've done a really good job of putting the right protocols in place to hire drivers and sort of do that screening process. How do you maintain that level of trust in things that you can't control? Like accidents happen, things like that. What can you do to mitigate that?
Well, we have a set of, I guess would be policy, what to do and when. So while parents have live tracking, they can actually watch this live. What we did with our trial runs here a little while ago was parents watched the ride to the event and then, oh, that's great, and then they didn't watch again. We also have support agents watching this. So they're that balance between what's going on with the driver and the office, and be that middleman to worry about those situations, what happens when. So that is all in place, that we've studied that to death, and we're ready to go, as they say.
Sounds good. I think a lot of people are familiar with the licensing problems that companies like Uber
Yes.
had moving into different jurisdictions. What's that like on your side? Is it more of a pull coming from the municipalities and the cities that you're getting licensed into, or what's that experience?
Well, the licensing is fairly simple. We've been designated a rideshare service, so we have to meet that criteria. So there is insurances each trip, phase 1, 2, 3. You have your typical commercial policy. And that changes, those fees change a little bit across Canada from city to city. They're actually quite similar, so it's not too complicated.
Awesome. That seems to make things easy. Final question for you is, what's that big thing that you're looking for that's going to unlock that massive scalability across Western Canada, across the prairies? What is it that is going to really move the dial?
Expansion funding. We have data now that proves what we've always thought. Parents want this, they need it. There's a serious amount of stress out there that we had no idea. I look forward to sharing that data in the weeks to come. So it's really proved the concept in Saskatchewan, Saskatoon, Regina, move to Edmonton, Calgary, Winnipeg, probably Toronto next, and before that we may be moving to the States. With our key people of, like Megan lives in Austin, Sherry's in Chicago. We have those networks set up for the United States, have a network set up for the UK. Everybody seems to know somebody in Australia. So it's just a matter of get going and be visible, set that bar super high, and I'm not too worried after we get going. The need is there, the demand will be there, the problem is not going to go away.
Well, it sounds like you've set all the groundwork for a great expansion.
Yes. Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Give it up for our round of pitches. Thank you very much for that, and to Adrian Robb and Rob Russell for helping us co-host that block. Thank you very much for that. Wow, just 6 pitches down, and we already have a hard decision on our hand, and we got to see a bunch more pitches yet tonight.
Yeah, some amazing pitches here tonight.
Yeah.
It's going to be a hard decision.
It is going to be a hard decision. Well, you know, one real cool thing about Startup TNT is the decision gets made by the angel investors, but there's actually even more investment that comes in now to our companies because we have a new TNT capital fund.
Yeah, that's right. We get Startup TNT VC.
Yeah, so it's a great new capital fund. We're very excited about it. If you're interested in learning more, come and talk to me and Hassan, but it's going to be investing $50K into our winner at the end and helping them get onwards to Series A investment. So really excited to have that VC fund alongside our angels in our summits now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Give that a round of applause, right? $5 million fund. It's really exciting. All right, let's get back into it with our next batch of pitches, and our next co-host is going to be Andrew Kudell with Infinity Shred, and I'm very excited to have Evelyn Serta, with Valhalla Private Capital as our Q&A host for the next block. So Andrew, come on up here. You're a brand new sponsor with Startup TNT. How are you feeling about that?
Feeling great, thanks Jesse, and it's awesome to support Startup TNT and just the whole startup scene here in the prairies, so we're happy to be a part of it.
Quick story about Andrew, actually, it's kind of funny. So we had a brand new marketing lead with Startup TNT, Amanda. She made our Twitter super active. Andrew saw us on Twitter, showed up at a happy hour, bought some drinks, and then we actually found out Andrew and our marketing lead, Amanda, used to work together.
That's true, yeah, back at Rulco Radio, good Saskatchewan company, so... the connections, we got that 1 degree of separation here, which is
very
awesome.
small world here in the startup community. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about Infinity Shred and what you do?
Sure, thanks Jesse. Infinity Shred, we're a boutique scientific research and experimental development consulting firm in Saskatoon. So we help companies of all types, but we love helping startups get money back for work they're already doing. So that's our goal. That's kind of all I'll say about that. If you want to chat more, come see me. But otherwise, I'm happy to introduce our next pitch here. And we're talking some plant protein, which I know Jesse's a fan of. So,
big fan.
We got Laura from Ulivit remotely, I believe.
Yeah, coming in remotely. She's all the way out in BC. So we'll hopefully get her up on screen here. Oh, we're just got to get you off the mute so we can hear you. All right, Laura, whenever you're ready, share screen and we can get you going if we can hear you. Oh, all right, I think now. We good?
Hi, everybody.
There you go. Hey, there you are, Laura.
Okay, quick question. Can I bring up my presentation, or should I just say click and you guys do it on your
No,
end?
you can bring it up, Laura. It's all you.
Okay, perfect. I'm just gonna share. Can you guys see it out there?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, awesome. Hi, everybody. I'm Laura Gustafson, the founder of Ulivit, along with my sister Carla. We're from the Saskatchewan prairies, the heart of pulse bean production. Our mission is to make the world a happier and healthier place through delicious and sustainable plant-based food. Growing up in Saskatchewan, everyone is very connected to the land and food. Our grandpa and great-grandpa were both farmers. But my passion for plant-based foods started after I'd been working in healthcare for over 15 years. After seeing what patients go through on the operating table, I thought there has to be a better way. Instead of pumping people with expensive and dangerous pills or risky surgeries, let's look at food as medicine. So I started quizzing doctors and dropping in on nutrition classes. And everybody was praising pulse beans. Why beans? Because not only are they good for you, they reduce your risk of diabetes, cholesterol, heart disease, obesity, even some cancers. They're great for our planet. Plus, they're local. Saskatchewan is the largest grower of lentils and peas in the whole wide world. But beans take a long time to make, and how do you eat them? We've created a convenient and shelf-stable solution, Meat Planet Protein. Clean label, made with just 2 simple ingredients, chickpeas and fava beans, grown by our Canadian farmers. And it's soy-free, gluten-free, nut-free, all the frees. We've created a new product for the plant-based food market that's healthy, planet-friendly, and crazy versatile to make anything ever. Like these breakfast, lunch, and dinner meals it made here in the pictures. Or you can just throw it in the oven, pan, or air fryer and enjoy. But it's not just good for you, it's also great for our planet. Most plant-based food companies use plastic and need to be refrigerated or frozen, which is expensive and taxing on our planet's resources, contributing to climate change. Our unique shelf-stable product removes the expensive and energy-intensive cold chain. Plus, our 2-year shelf life helps fight food waste and combats climate change. And we have many more healthy and delicious foods coming up. Ulivit has many advantages. Here's just a couple. Did you know 1/3 of all food is wasted, never making it into the mouths of hungry people? Our shelf-stable products help fight food waste and keep costs down. We are so very lucky to be so connected with global leaders and industry experts surrounding and supporting us with a huge supply chain. We're raising $1.5 million. So far, we have bootstrapped and own all the company and have no debt. We've also received part of a grant and are raising money to match the grant. With that money, we will be investing in production, sales, sampling, marketing, and distribution. We have product and we're ready to go. Please check us out and sign up for our newsletter and our pre-sale on our website. We're looking to build our dream team. We'd love to chat with you. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Laura. Good to see you again. And yeah, give it up for plant protein. Love it. One quick question for you, and I love what you're doing. But we have been seeing this market growing a lot lately, and there's a lot out there in the plant protein, right? How are you standing out against the competition?
So we're really excited to be shelf stable. So this market's getting saturated in the refrigerated and frozen section. And so we're going to be unique in that we're going to be shelf stable. And then what's also awesome about us that we're really grateful for is our partners with AGT Foods. So they have a huge supply chain, so we won't have any issues with running out of product, which some companies do. So I'd say those are some of our biggest advantages.
So would you say being in Saskatchewan is like really helping you developing this?
I would say that's number one, our Saskatchewan farmers and our Canadian farmers. I just got back from the farm actually like 2 days ago. So thank you.
Laura, how much has been invested into this already through grants and your own funds and some initial investment?
Yeah, we've been really grateful there too. So our last non-dilutive grant was with Protein Industries Canada and our partners AGT Foods. And with that, we got $11.3 million grant between AGT and us. So pretty awesome. Thank you, Canada.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you. Okay, well, next one.
Awesome, nice work, Laura, and thanks, Evelyn. We're going to switch it up here. We're going back in person. Really interesting pitch coming up here about the Internet of Things and solutions for monitoring out in the field. So please give it up. We got Lance from Rivercity Innovations. Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew. Hi. Can you hear me? Yeah. I'm Lance Pitska, co-founder and CTO of Rivercity Innovations. We're a world-class leader in IoT solutions. IoT, or the Internet of Things, involves using wireless sensors with the goal of enabling smarter, better choices to create a more sustainable future. With a goal of this magnitude, how do we make it a reality? The answer is LoRa. LoRa is the most energy and cost-efficient way to connect devices everywhere to give us the insight and understanding we need to make better choices. We started our company back in 2018 with a GPS tracking product based on cellular communication. Eventually, we realized the potential of LoRa, and in 2021, we launched a LoRa-based temperature monitoring solution, which is now our largest revenue generator. We're also very excited to announce that we have 2 new LoRa-based GPS tracking products entering the market, one this month and another in March 2023. Our LoRa temperature monitoring solution automates the compliance reporting and alerting for grocery stores and pharmacies. Without our system, these stores spend a lot of manual employee time with these tasks, and it leads to many expensive product losses. Our sensor, our proprietary LoRa sensor, can transmit over 20 kilometers and has a 10-year battery life. And it's only this big. The total addressable market in the industries we already serve is $1.8 billion, with lots of room for further expansion. Our solution is the first of its kind using LoRa and is massively gaining traction in Canada, and we're already expanding into the United States and Spain. And we're already stealing business from competitors using other technologies, primarily Wi-Fi. Our newest product entering the market this month is the Lynx. It's a tiny, affordable, LoRa-based GPS tracker with global coverage. It's primarily designed for bikes, pets, and other small assets. A portion of all of our sales are also being donated to the MS Bike Foundation, which is the annual fundraiser put on in Waskesiu every year. In March 2023, we're launching a revolutionary LoRa industrial GPS tracker with satellite backfall. This tracker has by far the longest battery life of any satellite tracker on the market at over 10 years and is sold primarily to construction companies and logistics companies operating in and out of remote areas. Our business model involves the upfront sale of hardware at an average of 60 to 70% margin. Every device we sell uses our software and generates either a monthly or annual SaaS revenue. Also, due to our expertise in hardware design and manufacturing, we also accept development contracts in these fields. Our revenue this year is on track to exceed 1.1 million. Next year, we're forecasting 2.5 million, and in 2024, 5.5 million with $2 million of ARR. We're currently raising a $2 million equity round of investment, primarily targeted for our sales team expansion and further product development. I co-founded the company with my CEO, Jeff Shirley. Jeff has over 30 years of business experience, most notably starting and recently exited an IT company. Myself, I have an undergrad and master's degree in electrical engineering and was awarded nearly $200,000 in accumulated scholarships. Thanks.
All right. Okay, I have lots of questions, so I'll do some quick ones. First of all, tell me more about the product. Do you guys have any IP in the product, or how is that working?
So right now, it's all in-house IP. So we haven't patented this technology yet, mostly because this kind of patent, we're afraid competitors or even overseas competitors could take and try to run with. Instead, we We actually made a lot of in-house modifications to the LoRa protocol, to our sensors, to make it work extremely well, which has nudged us ahead of the competition, and we want to keep it that way.
Okay, good. And it seems like people are liking your product. So what's been your strategy to enter some new markets like in the States and Europe?
We started our biggest, what we've been doing is attending trade shows and conferences in these industries. These trade shows get us to the decision makers right away. Instead, we find with our cold calls, it takes us about three months to get to the decision maker. With these trade shows and conferences, we skip that 3 months. So we've cut our sales cycle about in half getting into those industries.
Awesome. And you mentioned that some of the use of the funds is going to be to do some more product development. So what's next to do there with your product?
So the biggest new feature we have coming out on the temperature monitoring side is we call it early catastrophic failure detection. That's a grocery term for when their equipment fails. We found that with the data we've collected, we can do advanced statistical analysis to predict when a piece of equipment is going to fail. So before something fails, instead of a store having an outage, we can alert them and get it fixed before that happens. We have it fully working, but we have a lot of work to go to really get us ahead in the industry and make it better.
Okay. Okay. One last question. Actually, I'm going to leave it there. Great job. Good job.
Thank you.
Awesome job there. Nice work, Lance. Up next here, we're going to switch it over to some agriculture talk. So we can probably all agree agriculture is the cornerstone of our province and the world. So let's give it up to Damilare from All Farmers Online.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Did we know that in 2018 and recently this year, over 100 people were hospitalized due to lettuce poisoning across 26 states in the US? All Farmers Online is presently addressing 3 key areas in agricultural production. The first is how do we rescue food wastage from the farmlands from rotting away, and how do we make information easily accessible. And with the world just coming out of a pandemic, we need to trace our food and ensure we're able to eliminate any health risk. We started as a research with a team of experts from the University of New Brunswick 4 years ago. And most recently, we've researched our problem areas and we onboarded our first SaaS paying customer. World population is increasing. There are more mouths to feed. Our product leverages key farm information, such as the crop details, such as the harvest yield, using our satellite imaging technology. And as we move across the subscription tier, what you would be able to do is sell on an e-commerce marketplace to ensure that we are able to reduce wastage. There's over 60 million to be made. And our strategy, therefore, is to divert wastage at the farmer's level by 20%. Our smart agricultural technology differentiates us from our competitors, such as Combine. And with a 500K budget expenditure, we are looking to convert our present sales pipeline with our monthly active users of 2,000. And we are looking to convert our sales pipeline and then have a projected annual recurring revenue of $100,000. And that's really what we are on All Farmers Online. Well, you've been speaking to myself, you've been listening to Damilare Odumosu, founder of All Farmers Online. And the picture right here was during my field exploration at the Cavendish Farm back in the East Coast in New Brunswick. Thank you very much for listening.
Good job. Thank you so much. That was great. So tell me a little bit more about how your product actually works. Like, how do you capture those images?
Yeah, thank you very much. That's a great question. What we do is we're able to leverage satellite imaging technology in such a way that once you're able to use the app we're able to measure the field measurement. So right from the production, we know the crop type, we know the specifications of the crop, and of course there's RFID depending on your subscription of the farmer. Then you're able to ensure that we're able to tag that produce to the demand.
Okay, and is there any particular crops that your product works better with, or?
It's a technology that is well proven, satellite. And recently we were on an customer onboarding call, and we had to show them their farmland for a wheat production, to your question. So whatever crops is on the farmland, we're able to leverage the satellite imaging technology where we ensure that you gather the data on your farm and to ensure that you have the necessary produce. So any type of crops, we're able to gather that using a very, very confident technology, satellite imaging.
Okay, and have you tested this with a few farmers already? Like how many, what's the feedback, where you're at with that?
Yeah, that's actually a great question. And recently our paying customer has over 2,000 farmers. So what we did was we launched an enterprise solution where each of these farmers are able to use the app to take data on the farmland of, oh, this is what I harvested today, this is what I'm going to harvest tomorrow. And that data goes a long way to make sure that the food doesn't remain on the farmland rotting away. I'm actually, I started as a farmer, so I understand what it means to work hard and see all your food waste on the farmland just because of information.
Yeah, I'm sure it doesn't feel good. Okay, well, thank you so much. Great job on your pitch.
Thank you.
Good job, thanks. All right, give it up one more time. Thank you so much to our co-host and Q&A facilitator, as well as all those great pitches. Quick little story, actually. Evelyn with Valhalla Capital has been a good friend with TNT for a little while. In fact, the very first thing that Startup TNT did in Saskatchewan, before I even joined, we worked together on a capital investment summit just like this in Q1 of 2021. And it was awesome, successful, and we invested in a company together called Memory Keeper that I've personally invested in now. So very exciting. If you want to learn more about Valhalla, make sure you talk to Evelyn. And now we've been here for almost a year and a half, I think now, right?
Yeah, that's right. We've been in Saskatchewan for that long, and it's been just fabulous, all the investments we've been able to make over the last few years.
And we're just so happy to be here in Regina, but it's been a little tough getting it going. Hassan's one man down here in Regina, so we need a little more help. So if you're interested in getting more involved with Startup TNT, helping support the community, we're looking for some volunteers that are willing to help us run happy hours every week, put on some great events. We try to do events with partners like Cultivator. We'll do after parties for some of their pitch nights, and we're looking for other organizations here in Regina to do events with. So if you're interested in talking more about that, talk to me, talk to Hassan.
That's right. Like Jesse was saying, we try to get together every Thursday night. We're doing it every second Thursdays in Regina.
Yeah, let's make that every week. It's not Thursday night tradition unless you're doing it every single week. That's the way it's got to be.
But in other cities like Edmonton, Calgary, Saskatoon, Winnipeg, they're doing this every Thursday night, getting together. Obviously, maybe not the same people every Thursday night, but they are getting together every Thursday night to talk about their stories, their ideas, get their ideas out there and build that community, build that relationship, which is what we need in order to grow the tech community in this space.
Absolutely.
So anyone who's interested, come see me, come see Jesse. We'd love to chat with you and grow the community here.
Yeah, let's do it. And actually, we just recently grew even more here with Startup TNT. We actually just expanded over to Winnipeg, and our next co-host is going to be
Jackie Robbins in Winnipeg, coming in.
Let's check in real
through
quick.
the internet. There she is.
Look, Jackie Robbins, how's it going over in Winnipeg? How was the very first Top 20 pitch night in Manitoba?
I had to grab a quiet room because it's loud, the excitement is crazy, and it's just a blast right now. So it's a full house over here, and so it's great.
Well,
wow, love it.
That's amazing. I'm so happy you're able to join us. I mean, just to give you an idea, Jackie was able to fill in last second to do this. She's actually running 2 events, one in Winnipeg and one here, just fabulous. So, and RBCX has been a fabulous supporter of TNT, so thanks very much for that.
Yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit more about RBCX and what you guys do over there? Maybe people don't know.
Yeah, so, well, my name's Jackie Romans. I'm a VP with RBCX, supporting both Manitoba and Saskatchewan ecosystems. So what is RBCX? RBCX is our tech and innovation platform that supports tech companies from ideation to IPO and beyond. You probably would have recently heard through, all the social media, etc., that RBC Ventures has now been placed within RBCX platform. And yeah, it's just going to bring additional expertise to the team. So very excited to be here today and celebrating both ecosystems as well.
Yeah.
Can't wait to be celebrating in person for the finale.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I think we're working on a really cool fireside chat with RBCX for the finale, so keep your eyes out for that for November 17th up in Saskatoon. Jackie will be coming out and joining us for the event. So I think with that.
And Jackie's going to kick off the next series of presenters.
Yep.
And also we have our new friend, member of TNT, Dave Sullivan, who's going to be doing the Q&A afterwards.
All right,
So,
with that,
Jackie, with that?
Go ahead. Yeah.
So let's bring up Fred from Saskatoon with the CreditGurus.
Can you hear me? Excellent.
Yeah, we got you.
All right. At CreditGurus, we help people with troubled credit. Credit, it's hard to live without it. Every month, more than 1 million Canadians go shopping for credit, and upwards of 800,000 of them are deemed subprime or near prime. Today, 46% of applicants that apply for retail credit fail to receive any offers from any lender. And with the world economy cooling off, this is going to become a bigger problem for the average Canadian family. CreditGurus helps people resolve their credit issues by cutting ties to their past debts and bringing together the credit products, services, and experts that they need to move forward. CreditGurus is their gateway to a new future. At CreditGurus, we help people build, rebuild, or reset their credit situation. Getting started is as easy as a click away. Combined with judgment-free credit coaching, we help people stay on track and achieve their credit goals. Our applicants are sourced from retail lenders that do not receive any type of offer from any lender. These applicants are processed through our algorithm called Screen, and the results are delivered through a process we call Simplicity. And then they're connected to the experts that they need. CreditGurus is currently active in 5 retailers in Western Canada, and we've been designed to integrate into multiple industries. Our monetization is two-sided, with a monthly SaaS subscription from our retailers and a combination of paid per connection and per conversion from our experts. And of course, the applicant always gets to use the platform for free. Our market plan to secure our first 100 retailers is to partner with industry lenders. Industry lenders see CreditGurus as a great product to help keep applicants moving forward. And they're willing to pay the retailers monthly subscriptions. Our revenue projections based on securing our first 100 paid subscribers in 2023, 300 in 2024, and 500 in 2025. Our team is a combination of technical expertise and problem-solving skills. CreditGurus is operational and moving forward towards building its first app to better serve its applicants, retailers, and experts. We are seeking investment to bring the new app to market and secure our first 100 paid subscribers. The feedback that we received is heartwarming. The team feels a real impact that we have on Canadian families' lives and their futures. And I invite you to join us on our mission to improve the financial future and lives of millions of Canadians.
Thank you, Fred. That's a great pitch. First question, what makes you the expert? Why are you passionate about this in this space?
Great question. Thank you. I've spent 20 years in retail lending in the automotive industry. In the last 8 years in particular, I focused and became one of the top 10 experts in subprime automotive financing.
That definitely qualifies you for the space. With a business like this, obviously, you're integrating both software and a human touch with your experts. How many applicants can one of your experts handle in a month, say?
That's actually a very good question. Our process, our screen algorithm, our entire process is designed to be hands-free. It's a completely automated process from the analysis all the way to the delivery to the final connection.
And from a unit economics, like you obviously when you're signing up 500 customers in the next couple of years, you'd have a pretty juicy bottom line for a startup based on being hands-free. What does that look like 3 years from now?
Great question. 3 years from now, we are very conservative at our 500 dealers, given that there's 12,700 potential automotive dealers in Canada right now. Never mind the additional industries that we would plug and play very nicely into.
Great stuff. Thanks for your pitch.
Thank you.
Jackie, you're up.
All right, next we're going to hear from Regina, Peppermint Technologies.
Woo! Give it up for Peppermint Technologies and Kareen.
Hi, I'm Crane from Peppermint. The traditional corporate training model is broken. Employees forget more than they remember, and very little of what they learn is applied back on the job. It's becoming more and more difficult for companies to get employees together to do training, and it's costly. And finally, increased demands on employee time means that either employees are opting out of training sessions, or else when they are there, they're distracted and aren't learning effectively. Our Mintex mobile learning solution helps increase learning retention through microlearning, increases flexibility in allowing employees to learn when and where it's convenient for them, and it increases efficiencies through automation. These efficiencies create an improved productivity, which ultimately saves companies money and allows them to have a higher income generated because of a skilled workforce. Our flexible tool allows content developers to create the content they need to manage their learning outcomes, and our notification system texts or emails employees when content is available. They click an encrypted link in the content that takes them directly to their learning, so they don't have to search for websites or remember passwords. As more and more younger employees enter the workforce, mobile solutions are going to be more and more attractive. The vast majority of employers agree that mobile options are attractive for learning, but very few are currently utilizing it, which means we have a huge opportunity. We look to be earning $169 million in revenue within the next 5 years. Our clients are employees who are mid to large-sized companies. They have a distributed workforce with many different stakeholders that need to be trained. We offer a subscription-based pricing model, and we do custom content development as well as custom course bundles. For us, advertising is going to be huge. When people think of mobile learning, we need them to think of Mintex. We're currently working with 7 companies that are doing our beta testing in exchange for a reduced subscription rate, and we're currently earning $4,000 in monthly recurring revenue. My 10 years managing a learning and development department helps me take a look at a holistic solution for a training function. Rather than looking at individual training cases, we've developed a comprehensive solution to digitize the entire training function. And then we look at how can the technology accommodate that. Our directors are business advisors, so they're making sure that we're making smart business decisions as well as the creative and the development. Our current ask is $275,000. I've largely bootstrapped and we've raised $55,000 to date. We are using the funds for our sales strategy as well as increasing our adaptive learning capabilities and analytics. Thank you.
You don't get away yet.
Not yet.
Great pitch. From the outside looking in, obviously it's a huge space, online learning. I've taken dozens and dozens of courses and forgotten most of the content. With the customers you already have, do you have anything you can share around the increase in adoption and retention of that learning?
Yeah, the concepts with microlearning is that that you're learning smaller bits of information at a time, so one topic, and that it's repeated more frequently. So rather than, especially with things like compliance training, that type of thing, I come from a financial institution background. We did annual anti-money laundering training. They'd study for their course, they'd forget it until the next year, right? So with microlearning, what we do is we drip content more often, so it's a more constant reminder. It lessens the forgetting curve, and it just makes it a more efficient way to learn.
Great. Any questions from the floor? I'll have one more. What's the story behind the name Mintix?
It's nothing all that exciting. Peppermint is our company's name, and so we chose that name because it revitalizes and refreshes and aids memory. We first called our product Insight, found out from our trademark lawyer that we couldn't trademark Insight. So picked a few other names, couldn't trademark those. So she finally came up with a list of 10 names. I found one that both domains, .com and .ca, were available, and Mintix it became.
It's always a struggle finding a name that's not taken already. Any questions from the floor? No? Thank you. Great pitch. We'll go back to Jackie.
That was great. So next we're going to hear from Clinton from Regina with Tour Path Putting.
Hello, everybody. I'm Clinton Schmaltz, Tour Path Putting. I'm a 30-year golf professional. This is our product right here. This is our Team Quick. Myself, 30 years as a golf professional, specifically 22 years of them teaching, 4 years of them playing, a few years as a head professional. Dion, who owns Saskatoon Metalworks, he's our manufacturer. Harold Braun, accounting. Doug Richardson from legal, formerly of Kircher. Golf training aids are exploding, so COVID basically saved the golf industry a lot of stress. Golf was decline, rounds were down, people weren't playing, it was taking too long, it's too expensive, as everyone knows that who plays golf. It does take a long time sometimes. But training aids never stopped growing. So training aids, this says that it approaches $1 billion US per year. It's actually a little more than that. Sales of all hard goods, which includes golf clubs, so like putters, wedges, drivers, it's just a little bit more than that. So training aids are crazy growth potential. There's about 24.3 million golfers in the US, but statistically in the world, Canada has the highest rate of participation for golfers in the world, and Saskatchewan has the highest rate in Canada. So problem with current putting training aids that are out there right now, they're marketed very well. They are garbage. They are made poorly. They're based on opinion. They're not made on science. They're not based on science. So our solution is this. It's a putting arc. So in as little as 20 practice putts, we find that people have, some call it muscle memory, whatever you'd want to call it with that, but you do feel the difference between taking it straight back on a linear line or taking it straight, like we've all been taught to take it straight back, straight through. That's just not correct. Like you wouldn't do that. You stand beside the ball and away from it, so you wouldn't swing a golf club like that. So taking a putting stroke back like that just doesn't make sense either. This is patent protected, and it's made out of kitchen grade stainless steel. So if it does rust, it's surface rust, it comes out quick, and it is bloody durable. I tell this to, I still coach, that's all I do. I'm a teaching professional for golf. And I'll tell people this, that they can hit as many golf balls as they want. They're never going to be a tour player because they'll never be able to hit the ball like a tour player, but they can putt like a tour player using this device. It's absolutely true. Based on, this is some of the more technical things behind it, but just the base premise of you stand beside the ball and away from it, so there's no way you could putt back on a linear line. It just doesn't make sense. It's endorsed and used by many playing professionals, a few club professionals as well. The playing professionals that we endorse obviously are not big names yet because they require a massive signing fee to even look at it, so we're just not quite there yet. So this is how it works. You see a good view of it here. Any putter works on this. You put the back of the rail of your putter on the rail, and you keep it on the rail. The metal on metal is a massively important thing. It's, like I said, it's based on science. It's not based on opinion. It's massively durable. Obviously, it's made out of kitchen grade stainless. The sound that it makes is metal on metal actually is a better sound than you think. You can use it indoors and outdoors, absolutely. I can't believe I'm saying this out loud, but size matters. It fits in any golf bag, and it really does. And you can train any place, any season. I'm an import to Saskatchewan. I'm an Alberta boy. Your winters here are something to be desired, so you can use this indoors. It works very well. You can use it on carpet, lino, hardwood, it doesn't matter. It works great. First prototype was November 2019. Version 1 was April 2020. We ran into COVID. The original design was something a little different. It had a putter in mind too, but we couldn't source putters from anybody because of COVID happened. Soft retail launch in select golf shops in Western Canada. E-commerce on Amazon, they're basically just a holder for us. They don't promote it, they just sell it if someone goes there. And then version 2 from feedback from other tour players that I can't name, which is the higher rail now that has just been crazy successful. This is Michael Blair, so he won on the Mackenzie Tour, which used to be called the Canadian Tour. He's this advice. Michael also, maybe start following him. He's got into the second stage of Corn Ferry Tour, which is the feeder tour for the PGA Tour. He's looking for a live contract, obviously, like we all would be, but until then, he's going to try to play on the PGA Tour. Just going over the growth and expansion of this again, if we needed to, if it got expanded into that point, we could make up to 50,000 of these in a month. Right now, we're selling them. I was literally mailing boards all over I mailed one to Madrid this morning, Korea, Texas. They're going all over the world right now, Germany, so it's great. And we're soon to sign with a top 50, this is top 20, I should say top 50, US golf teacher. Can't say that yet because it's not public yet. Social digital media, we've got some influencers on there. He's a massive influencer as well. And that's my information there. So we would be looking for probably 250 to 300,000. That would be for actually paying people, Salesforce, marketing, such like that.
Right on.
Path putting.
Great pitch. Obviously, this is a piece of hardware.
Yep.
Where's the manufacturing?
Saskatoon.
Saskatoon
Metalworks.
And shipping this in Amazon all over the world.
Yeah, the Amazon ones, it's a learning process, obviously. Amazon Canada won't ship to Amazon US. Yeah, so so on our website, you can go right to our website and use PayPal, credit card.
And how are you tackling the global delivery, like from your local site?
Yeah, I've been doing it personally, yeah.
Right on. Very hard work. This is a great product.
Thanks.
Thanks for the pitch.
Thank you. Don't cut yourself.
Thank you so much to that block of pitches. That brings us past the halfway mark. We're over halfway there. I know there's a lot going on. So let's just take a moment. Everybody stand up. We're just gonna shake it out a little bit, right? We got a lot going on. People are asking, by the way, there's more food coming. We're gonna shake it out. And I'm also gonna do a little trivia. I got some hats to throw out here, right? So we're gonna do a little trivia while everyone's standing up. First off, we ran our investment summit 1 year ago, this fall, and we had a winner from here in Regina. Who was that company? Or you can name the founder as well, if you know. Put up your hand. Somebody, anybody, honestly. Who wants a
Someone
hat?
must know.
Oh, we got Bree right here in the front. Scott Love, it's door to door. Yeah, there we go. Yes. All right. Next question. What, if you were paying attention to the top, what does Hassan do on the side? Somebody over here. Fighter pilot, where is it? Right there. Chris at the back. That's a hat. There you go. I threw it there in the back. All right. Another question. What should we do? Next question. I got 2 more hats to give away. Here. You got one.
Who is the original 2 founders for
names of the founders.
Startup TNT?
Names of the founders of Startup TNT. Who doesn't have a hat? Somebody? Anybody got it? Tim and Zach. Yeah, that's right. All right. And were you paying attention? What does TNT stand for? Yeah, let's got it. There you go. I heard it first. Yeah.
All right, round of applause for all the winners.
Woo, yeah. We got some more hats to give away. We also got shirts for our investors, so make sure you come up. If you're an investor with us, come up and grab a shirt.
Or if you want to be an investor, or you just want the shirt and you want to be an investor, then just come and see us.
Or if you get investment at the end, those companies tonight, we're going to give you a shirt. So, all right, everybody can sit back down again. Food, by the way, is going to be coming in about 20 minutes. We just wanted to get you guys a little stretch out. And now it's time to get into our next final batch of, or final half of pitches. Actually, we're even more than halfway there. And we're excited to have, I'm trying to remember exactly where we are here.
Eric from CBRE.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we got Eric from CBRE coming up from the Regina office for the first time, which is really exciting. And doing the Q&A for this next section, we have Kaylin Leffler from Broad Street Bulls, who will be joining us on stage. Really happy to have you. Eric, come on up. Wait. This is your first Startup TNT event. What do you think so far about Startup TNT and this awesome pitch night?
Yeah, y'all doing very good. I'm proud of you guys.
Yeah, you're kind of blown away. Have you seen anything like this before? Have you ever seen this here in Regina, or is this like your first time like getting really exposed to this type of tech sector event?
This is my first time.
Awesome. Yeah, well, you help us out. CBRE is one of our national sponsors. We're very thankful for them. They've been really good friend to us since the beginning. Your colleagues up in Edmonton actually invested with us, but CBRE does a lot of stuff. Why don't you explain really quick, what does CBRE do?
Yeah, so CBRE is a commercial real estate brokerage, the biggest in the world, actually. We're new to Saskatchewan within the past 10 years. The last 3 years opened up a Regina branch. And so we do multifamily, industrial, retail, office. CBRE services about 90% of the Fortune 500 companies. So if like a Samsung or a TELUS needs to find commercial space in Regina, it needs to go through our brokerage. So we do a lot of the corporate work, but my passion is serving this community where I'm from. So if any of these businesses here hit it big and need, a couple floors of office space downtown Regina, I'm your guy.
Awesome. Yeah. So if you're looking for space, talk to Eric. I know CBRE in Saskatoon has helped out with the Vendasta deal, the 7 Shifts deal for their new space. So they really understand the tech sector. They get it. And they're also, Den's told me you guys just you're happy to have just a coffee, right? You don't have to no pressure, right? You can just talk to people.
Yeah, so long as it's decaf. Otherwise, you're going to get too much out of me. So you don't want that.
All right. Yeah. Enough about that. Let's get into our pitches. Who's up next, Eric?
Okay. So we've got from eHelply. We have Jennifer Harasmiak.
All right, come on up, Jen.
Sorry, forgot your name, last name. Close enough. Okay.
All right. So hi, my name is Jennifer Harasimiak, and I'm the co-founder of eHelply, where we're trying to help you bring your ideas to life. And I'm about to tell you all how we can speed up your product development lifecycle. So as I'm sure everybody here knows, the tech space can sometimes be really tough to navigate. Development costs time and money, prototypes don't often scale well, and this can all increase your time to market. Our goal is to reduce the barriers to building secure and scalable products using our product, the eHelply Superstack. The Superstack is a catalog of features that can be plugged into any new or existing app, kind of like Lego blocks, but with the power of real code behind it. And the best part is you only pay for what you use. So now why use the Superstack? Well, beyond just the core functionality, we also deal with the hosting of the features, database management, support, and every Superstack feature is ready to scale with your business. So just some of the Superstack features we have right now, we have location services, reviews, and products. And if you want to see the Superstack in action, I'm sure you all saw Connor before, Pathfinder 365. She's currently leveraging the Superstack right now to populate her map and the business profiles, as well as the experiences for these business. Awesome. So we get compared to no code often, which is very fair. You know, no code has its time and place. However, unlike no code, we are more flexible, scalable, and heavily customizable. So just a quick look at the numbers. We've received about 85K in revenue, bootstrapped 32K throughout the team, and have had 100K in IRAP grants. So where are we going with this? Well, in 2021 is when we started the Superstack development and building the foundational pieces. 2022, we released our official MVP with an expanded feature set. Now our goal for 2022 and beyond is to supercharge our Superstack with some add-ons. So what are these add-ons? Well, the first one is the Superstack Partner Advantage. This is where we partner with development shops, businesses, people who do custom development, and help them increase their capacity for developing projects by leveraging the Superstack. So what's in it for them? Well, they get free credits for their customers, premium support, a Superstack sponsored spot on our site, as well as feature requests for new Superstack features that they want to see. The next piece is the Superstack Marketplace. So it's an a la carte kind of startup ecosystem, basically, where builders and developers can sell these products that they've created with the Superstack and beyond to other businesses who need plug-and-play features. Then we have the Superstack Builder Pro, which is a CMS where you can build professional websites using the Superstack. Now, I'm sure that was a lot, so how are we getting there? Well, with a $250,000 investment, not only would we want to cover our expenses, stuff like that, but we're really going to start focusing on selling and getting experienced salespeople in here to help us sell the Superstack Partner Program, as well as the Superstack as a whole. So, again, my name is Jen. Contact information is up here, and I guess I'm going to ask, if you guys could speed up your product development lifecycle, wouldn't you take it? Yeah, that's it.
Awesome, great pitch, Jennifer. I guess my first question is, we have lots of founders in here. Could you speak a little bit on the pricing model and what you can expect from your service?
Yeah, for sure. So it's a little difficult because it is a pay-per-usage service, but say you're pulling a map, for example, that might cost you like a couple of cents, basically. So let's just say like a basic MVP, if you're using a single product, could maybe be about $10 a month, and again, that's just features, that's the hosting, database management, stuff like that. But of course, as you scale, that price will obviously change. So.
Awesome, and I believe you guys actually have a calculator online for all these services, correct?
We do,
so
yes.
Definitely check it out. My next question would be actually around, again, on the service side, what products are you expecting to bring out next year? And I guess which ones so far have been your most successful? Obviously, we saw the maps with Pathfinder. But curious to hear your take on that.
Yeah, so we have a pretty expansive product roadmap. We have a lot of ideas. So right now, the core features we have right now are the location services products. That's basically the one that's kind of our best feature right now. But kind of coming down the roadmap, we do have that partner program and other tools that basically allow you to use the Superstack in different ways, but make it easier at the same time, if that kind of makes sense. But
it does. Awesome. I'll invite Eric back up here, and he'll introduce our next founder.
Right on, give it up. Very interesting. I'm definitely learning a lot here tonight. Up next, we have Miguel Day from Outboundly. Give it up, everybody. Come on.
Hi, so my name is Miguel. I'm one of the founders of Outboundly, and I'm here to tell you about our product, which I believe is going to revolutionize the business prospecting service industry. So let's start by meeting Jeff. Jeff is actually a sales representative for a B2B agency, and what he does is he sells sales intelligence software to companies that are interested in using their products. So they're mostly small to medium-sized businesses, and he spends most of his days going through his CRM and analyzing it and sending out emails. So now Jeff, this is him at work, and he's wondering, how could I do this job better? So he actually, what he does every day, he sits at his desk, sends out emails, and he knows that the key to a successful email campaign is actually personalization. And why is personalization key? That is because his previous methods of doing email campaigns was not working. He was just copying and pasting the email, maybe changing the name at the top, putting in something at the bottom, sending it out, waiting for those emails to come in, and then he was getting no responses. So So what happened is, 1 second here, I lost myself. Outboundly, so that's where we come in. So what we are is we are a web app, Chrome extension, and mobile app. And what we do is we streamline the process of prospecting by providing a platform for brands to search their prospects, research them, and send out emails using artificial intelligence. And so that's here's some data about our company. We have over 60 million business contacts with 20 data points each. So this is kind of like their data, such as their name, the industry that they're in, the amount of employees that they have. And you could also see some of the other data that we have. We have over 265 million URLs as well. Sorry. So with our Chrome extension, this is actually pretty cool. So you could go to any website, click on our extension, and it will load all the business information for that business that's in our database. So what you can do is go to a website, if you go to Google, click on a website, click on our extension, it's going to look in our database to see if there's any business information that we have. If there's no database information, it's going to analyze their page with natural language processing, and then summarize it in a paragraph form, and pull any contact information that's on their page. And we also have LinkedIn integration and Google Maps integration as well. So we're getting to the best part about Outboundly, and that is our email artificial intelligence generation. So the way that it works is in just one button click, you can generate a personalized email. And the way that it works is it looks at the contact data in your business database, and it looks at your pitch and your call to action, and it generates a customized, unique pitch right on the fly. And it's pretty cool when you see it work. So about our team, I'm actually a 20-year full stack developer. I have over 20 years experience in marketing. I've actually founded a platform called Ambassador in 2016, which I grew over 200,000 members, except when COVID hit. And most of our customers were in China, so that kind of evaporated. So it actually turned out to be a good thing, because that's how I met Brennan. So he's like a marketing genius, and we decided to pair up and make this product. So we are looking to raise $350,000. We actually have a working, functioning prototype of the email outreach tool and the artificial intelligence processing. And that's all going to go towards finishing the development of the product, and also getting the ball in motion, so the marketing and all that. So with your help, we believe that you could make Outboundly the #1 tool for business prospecting. That's it.
Perfect. Another awesome pitch. I guess my first question to you is just on the developer side. What's next for your team?
So we really want to get this first MVP out. So we have the Chrome extension pretty much ready to go. All the back end's done. The funding is going to be mostly dedicated to making the front end. So all the pretty looking buttons to make everything work.
Gotcha. Yeah. And with so much data behind the platform, how's that collection process been?
So a lot of the data is actually coming from my previous business, which I've scraped over the last 5 years. And a lot of it was purchased as well. So it was pretty much natural. But we plan on growing our database. Right now it's mostly US companies, and we want to expand that obviously to the world and get as much companies in there as possible.
Awesome. Thank you very much for another great pitch.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miguel.
Great pitch.
All right, our next presenter. Hot mic. Our next presenter is presenting remotely. His name is Deepak, and he's with a company called BetterPaws. Give it up.
Hi, everyone. My name is Deepak Lakanpal, and I'm one of the co-founders of BetterPaws. There has been a huge increase in pet ownership over the last few years, and then it's accelerated during COVID. And what has happened is there is a big disconnect between the number of vets and the number of pet owners. And in provinces like British Columbia, you have to wait months to actually see a vet. And what's happening is that a lot of the colleges are realizing this, and they're increasing the number of seats to graduate more veterinarians as we speak. So the University of Saskatchewan has announced that they're going to increase the number of seats by 20%. So there's a huge disconnect in the market, and we are providing the platform to connect pet owners with pet experts virtually. And so we are in pre-revenue right now. So we have beta customers, and the beta customers have used our system to connect. Can you go back a slide? So the beta customers have used our system to connect with vets and behaviorists to get help with their dogs. We have one example of a customer whose dog ate half the leather sofa cushion and was freaking out, and she connected with our vet, who was able to help her out, tell her what to do at home. No cost to the pet parent, because if she went to the local vet, it could have been hundreds of dollars. It probably would have been $600 or $800. So this is a huge transition that will be happening in this space. It's happened in the human health space. Telehealth for humans is now more mainstream, and I think it's going to happen in the pet space as well. So I think we're in the early innings of this, and so it's a good time to get on board. So how we're different is we ask our customers to send us all of their data from the vets, and we will upload it into our EMR. So we've actually created a EMR, electronic medical record, for pets in our system. We will upload all of that information into our system, and our experts will look at that information, and they will give proactively advice to pet parents on what they need to do, what they need to watch out for, and things like that. Once we get all this data is worth a lot of money, so there's probably going to be a lot of other things that we can do with it. We've got a side project where we're looking at some of the blood markers to see if we will be able to predict some of the diseases that the pets might develop down the road as well. So that's another side project we have going on. We have a lost pet tag product, and we partner with the SPCAs and the animal shelters of the world to sell that product, and then they get to keep 50% of the proceeds. So that's one of our huge social missions, is to help out the shelters and the SPCAs of the world, because unfortunately a lot of pets are surrendered because the pet parents are not able to take care of them for whatever reason, and that's where we come in. We want to provide them with that service to help them with their dog's behavior or their cat's behavior, so they don't have to go to the SPCA and donate or surrender their pets. So that's one of our social missions that we're really passionate about. Some of the competition, so a lot of money has been raised. Most of these companies are in the US, and then there's one in Canada. So it is a very early area to get into. A lot of other money has gone into this area, so I think we're well positioned. Next slide, please. So we have 110 million pet owners and growing, and we're going to capture 10% of the market, and we're basically a monthly subscription model. Next slide. Yeah, so monthly subscription. We're looking to raise $500,000, and we're looking to partner with investors who are passionate about pets. Thank you.
Awesome, great pitch. My first question comes down to, I guess, the customers and what kind of pets would actually be on the platform. So it sounds like it's pretty catered towards household pets at the moment. Have you ever thought about branching that out? I mean, particularly in Saskatchewan, like veterinarians, it's hard to get to a lot of remote locations here. And I'm curious if there's barriers there, and what was the decision behind that?
Yeah, I think, we just thought we would focus on kind of the dogs and the cats. Most of the market in North America is that, so we kind of focused on that. But yeah, there is a huge need in the rural areas in Saskatchewan as well. Yeah, I guess if there's a need, we could start servicing other pets, larger farm animals, I guess. We haven't thought about it right now, but we could do something like that.
Awesome. And when you came up here, kind of the first thought that came into my head as a pet owner, it's just like, oh, how much does this cost? So I was curious if you could speak to that a little bit as well.
Yeah, so our lowest plan will be $9.99 a month, and that gives you unlimited access to a pet expert. Our higher plan will be $29.99 a month, and that will give you a few more benefits. that would be, like emergency insurance.
Awesome. And how has the onboarding process been for some of the experts on the platform, and what has their feedback been?
Actually, they love it. They're all passionate about animals, and anything they can do to help alleviate the number of animals that are surrendered to shelters, they're all for it. So, in fact, our cat behaviorist from Boston is doing this for free for us. Like, she doesn't even charge us any money to be on our platform. She's just happy about
Awesome.
being involved. Yeah.
Thanks for the wonderful pitch.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Deepak, for a final pitch. Thanks to all the pitchers in that box. Kaylin for the great questions. Broad Street Bulls, check them out. They're an awesome VC fund here in Saskatchewan. They've even invested in some of the companies that we're pitching tonight and that we have invested in with Startup TNT. Food is coming out, by the way. There's going to be some more food in the back, some pizza. So don't forget about that. Make sure you stick around for the rest of the evening. Lots of great networking to happen. This is our first event here in Regina, but we're actually going to be doing another awesome event coming up next year. And why don't you tell us just really quick a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. That's going to be the Ag Tech Summit. It's going to be industry-specific, focused by sponsored by Startup TNT.
Yeah.
And it's going to be in the winter timeframe.
Yeah, January through March.
January through March, and we're going to host that here again.
Summit finale. So we'll be announcing a big winner in Ag Tech right here in Regina, here at Innovation Place in March. So keep your eye out for that. We're really excited to be working with one of the people that are going to be doing our next block of pitches, Cultivator, and Connexus as well. Just told me tonight that they'll support in any way they can. We've also got our friends over at Tallgrass Ventures, which some people here have a hat on from. In fact, David Sullivan is involved with that fund. So if you want to learn more about our Ag Tech Investment Summit and our sector-specific summits, we got Clean Tech and Life Sciences as well. Come up and talk to me or Hassan. We're happy to chat a little bit more about that. All right. Now, let's get into our final two co-hosts and Q&A people, and we're going to get into our final 5 pitches.
That's right. Down to the last stretch. So let's keep that energy alive for these last founders that are going to be making their pitches. And to do the introduction, we're going to have Annie from McKercher. Sorry, I'm not going to say your last name.
That's the first question is, how do you say your last name?
I'll let you do that.
And the Q&A?
And the Q&A is going to be done by Bree from Cultivator.
Awesome.
So Annie, come on up.
All right. Tell us how do we pronounce your last name, Annie?
Quantacoon.
Okay, wait.
Quantacoon.
Quantacoon. Love it. All right, now we got it.
Awesome. All right, and so tell us a little bit about McKercher and how that's involved with the startup community here.
Sure, yeah. McKercher, we are a Saskatchewan startup law firm. We have offices in Regina and Saskatoon. I work a lot with Joe Gill. If you don't know him, he's probably in Saskatoon in a 3-piece suit right now.
Very well dressed, man.
Yeah, we're fortunate enough to work a lot with the 2 incubators in the province, Collabs and Cultivator, and yeah, just excited to be here and introduce some great companies.
Yeah, and you're actually doing all the paperwork for our VC fund right now. It's awesome. Yeah, we're very thankful to work with McKercher as well as our law firm. So.
Awesome. Well, with that, I'll let you introduce the last few companies.
Okay, great. So our next presenter is Kingsley Uwagwe with Xetlink Technology.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kingsley. I'm from Xetlink Technology. I am the founder and CEO of Xetlink Technology. Xetlink Technology is breaking barrier in digital communication using artificial intelligence. The problem is there is over $2 billion that has been lost because of cultural barrier and language barriers that exist between different countries while transacting businesses. In America alone, it's just $2 billion, not to talk about the rest of the world. And there is about 434 million people who are hard of hearing, who are unable to speak because of the nature of their disability. So, and these people have been left out in the video communication industry. And this industry is growing and continue to grow. So our solution is simple. We are bringing real-time, using artificial intelligence to create real-time translation to spoken words to multiple language under a video conferencing application, and spoken word to sign language, and spoken word to text to language translation. Till date, we've been able to bootstrap ourselves. We've worked tirelessly trying to build the technology. And so what we have here is what we've done different, and how we intend to break into this market is we've been able to build an integration into the existing platforms like Zoom, WebEx, Teams, Google Meet. So what we're doing is to integrate to these systems and provide this solution, as simple as that. Just make sure that we're not building a different technology, but helping to improve the existing technology and get our fair share of the technology. Our business model is B2B and B2C. And so what we're simply doing is we have different packages, and we're doing, you buy a bulk of minute or buy a bulk of hour. If you exhaust this when you want to do your translation, either you're doing real-time translation to multiple language in your business transaction, or you're uploading a file to be transcribed into different language you want it, or you're also doing, real-time speech to sign language to anybody that is hard of hearing, and you want to speak to the person and get the person understand what you're saying in sign language. So the market itself, video conferencing market is estimated to be, at 2021 it was sitting at 9.2 billion at 11%, and is projected to hit 22.5 billion by 2026. And the biggest part of this business is that the video and speech recognition industry is projected to hit 53.66 billion by 2030. That's huge. That's alarming. So what we've done, we'll be able to make out what we expect when we get into the market. So we have here, we're assuming that by 2023, when we launch out by 2023 February, we're expected to hit at least, convert some of the people who are already sitting in Zoom, because that's our market. There's those who are already having Zoom calls over, doing international business, and converting some of those from Teams and Google. We're able to get at least 6,800 users, and that will convert us to 1 million, and that goes up and continue by 5 or 25% growth. Our acquisition formula is, so we're going to go after the market. We're going to do a lot of SEO. We're going to do a lot of adverts. We're going to do a lot of talking to friends, those we know, or those who know one or two persons or one businesses. We're going to go after all this market, and we're going to go do that aggressively to capture the market. We are currently raising $500,000. And so the breakdown is how we intend to spend this money. We're going to go after marketing. We're going to go aggressively in marketing. And we're going to go sales. We're going to continue to develop, because we currently have about 2 sign language models that we are going to go to market with, the BSL and ASL. So, and there is about 300 sign languages that currently exist in the market. And so we're going to go gradually that process, and we'll continue to develop the technology and continue to improve the technology. Like the former slide said, the slide before, where I have the number of people that are affected because of this market, there is about 7,000 different languages, and the regular spoken language is about 23. And so we currently have about 16 of those languages that we're coming into market with that's going to be doing transcriptions. So this is Xetlink technology team. From myself, the CEO, the CTO, then the rest of the other guys are developers working from across the world. Every part of the world we have developers around, and they're working remotely. And this is solving the problem, because now we can communicate with them regardless the language barrier that exists among us. Thank you. I'll take any question you may have.
Hi, Kingsley. Great pitch. So I think there's a huge market for this, especially B2B with international business and the rise of sort of virtual meetings. Can you explain a little bit about what your ideal B2C customer would be and what they might use that for?
So our ideal customer will be government organizations, because I know they do a lot of communication across the globe. And we also have like UN UN communicates with. There's a lot of meetings within UN. Then some other businesses that are multinational, that do business across globe. So these are our target market. These are people we're going to go after. We want to make sure that we give them solutions that help them improve their businesses and also capture some of those amount of money they are losing. We're just talking about just between China and America, $2 billion. Now, not talking about the rest of the world. So imagine what that will be. That's so much to lose. And I'm coming from a background where you have multi-languages. We have over 300 and something ethnic groups, and everybody speaks different languages. So it's crazy to want to have, and my always belief is when you want to pass information to someone, I want to speak to you now, I'm trying to make it look clean just to get the information. And in the process, I lose the real original content of my information, right? But when I speak my original language, I'm able to transfer that information, pass that information correctly the way I want it to pass it. And that's exactly what's the solution, and that's what we are looking to do. So being able to help these businesses do more international businesses, grow their businesses, and move along is what our solution is.
Awesome. And I think being integrated into the Zooms, the Teams, the Googles is such a great thing for adoptability. Is that a differentiator in the market, or are other people sort of doing the same thing, or how was that working with that?
Okay, there is actually competitors in the market, but one of the things we find out and how we're doing different is that most of the business in the market are currently doing transcription of voice to text. So no company is actually doing what we are doing. So we're doing real-time conversation, having conversation over a Zoom call or a Teams call, and you're speaking your language, regardless of where you're coming from or what language you want to speak. So and that's what we are doing different. We're able to pass that information. So there is Alta. Alta is doing transcription, but they're doing it differently. They're doing aftermath. There is Sprint. There are so many of them that are out there. But what we've done different is the ability to integrate to existing system. We've built out a bot that can join these meetings, take the video, take the audio, take the text, and convert it to real time and give it to you back. And we, apart from what we're doing, we also in our system, we also have like topic extractions, sentiment analysis, where people have meetings and you're able to find out how the meeting is done and all that. These are technologies we've been able to build out. This. We're planning to get to the market by November, and I'm sure when we get to the market, we'll be able to tell more the story about what we're doing.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. Give it up for Kingsley.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bree. Thanks, Kingsley. So our next presenter, Kenneth McLeod, to tell us a little bit more about LocalBoost.
Hi everyone, I'm Kenneth McLeod, as Annie said, and this is LocalBoost. So do me a favor, raise your hand if you've ever had a dead car battery. All right? Waiting in the cold for help sucks. If you don't have booster cables or a friend nearby, you might have to pay a tow truck up to $100 for a boost, or you might have to wait for hours if CAA is busy. So the solution is a convenient and easy to use web and mobile app for peer-to-peer boosting. Think Uber, but for boosting cars. It's easy to join the platform. If you're stuck on the side of the road without options, it's going to look really enticing. So our main benefit is the cost, the convenience, and the speed we can do it at. Because we're leveraging all the Uber and Lyft drivers out there and the food delivery drivers to perform the service, we can do it faster than CAA can respond. Boosting a car is not incredibly technically challenging. You need very little equipment and a little bit of training, and you'll be perfect at it. And to the user, it's quicker, faster, convenient, cheaper, all the things we like. So our main advantage, like I said, convenience and speed, but one of the biggest advantages we have is first to market. There is no other peer-to-peer boosting platform in Western Canada out there. We are going to be the first people to have a platform. We are going to be cheaper than a tow truck, and there's no monthly membership. Of course, friends, families, and strangers might be free, but do you really want to wake up your husband, wife, or neighbor at 5 a.m. because your car won't start? So a boost on our platform will cost approximately $30. From that, we'll take 12. In the first year, our goal is to do 8,000 services, which puts us at about $100,000 in revenue. And the market is fairly large, so we can get up to, in 5 years, hit $2.4 million in annual revenue. We're looking to expand our platform as well to look at the electric vehicle market, looking at offering car-to-car boosting and mobile charging solutions. So the market size just for boosting batteries is actually incredibly large. In just Alberta, AMA does 200,000 battery boosts every year. And the total North American addressable market for just battery boosts is over $1 billion. So we have a really diverse team with a lot of different backgrounds. A very strong professional web development and app development background. We've got business and finance experience, and I'm actually a journeyman mechanic. We have a kick-ass advisor, Kendall Bishop from Badass Growth Co. She was the director of marketing at Skip the Dishes and helped launch Uber in a number of Canadian cities. Incredible advice for us. We've also completed the Cultivator Start program and are currently enrolled in the Colabs Co-Launch program, and we're ready to take on the world. Thank you. If you have any questions, I'll be here all night and happy to chat. If you scan the QR code, it'll take you right to our website.
All right, Kenneth, so like you said, he was in our Start Cohort 6. And I think before we get to the nitty-gritty questions, I think you have a funny way of how you came about this idea. Is that right?
Yes. So the team actually met during the Cultivator 24-Hour Startup Challenge. We built this product in 24 hours, and we won first place in the competition. And right after that, went into the Cultivator Start program.
And we were very happy to have him. But what I do want to know when we get back to LocalBoost, so with it being a boosting business, I'm sure it's very seasonal. Of those 200,000 you said, and I think Alberta, what is the sort of percentage that would be winter, and what are you looking to do to combat sort of the slow seasons?
So the majority of them will be in the winter. There is some battery boosting done in the summer, but it is very sparse and few and far between. We are looking to expand our platform, but right now are focused on launching in the marketplace hard and doing this one thing very well. So.
Amazing. Okay, so if I'm somebody and I have CAA, what is the 30-second pitch of why I need to drop CAA and go LocalBoost?
When you're on CAA, you have to maintain that monthly membership. So throughout the summer, you're paying that $12 a month. And if you only use it once a year, you're paying more than you would pay on our platform for one boost. Our platform's quicker, it's easier to use, and it's a mobile application. You don't have to call a number on the back of a card.
Amazing. Well, let's give it up for Kenneth and LocalBoost.
All right, our next presenter will be coming in remotely, Louis Cola from Runnr Delivery.
I love that you
Sorry about that. Just trying to get my screen share here. Can everyone see that?
Yeah, we're good.
Perfect. Well, hello everyone. My name is Louis, and I am the co-founder and CEO of Runnr. Perfect. So equipment downtime is a $123 billion a year problem that costs companies thousands of dollars an hour for each piece of equipment affected. That broken piece of equipment is then taken to a shop like the one shown here that charges hundreds of dollars an hour to get that fixed and back operating. And that's where Jordan, the parts manager, comes in. Jordan's responsibility is to ensure the right parts are ordered and brought in to fix that piece of equipment as fast as possible for his customers. Unfortunately, getting those parts delivered from local suppliers is a nightmare for Jordan and oftentimes leads to delays, longer downtimes for Jordan's customers. This is all because Jordan can't get parts delivered reliably when he needs them. And Runnr is here to change that. Runnr ensures Jordan parts are delivered to the right place at the right time. And how do we do that? We do that through our easy-to-use online platform by offering variable delivery speeds and through our supplied network of professional drivers. So how do we know they're actually solving a problem for Jordan? Well, we have a 99% yearly retention rate with every customer that we sign up to use our service, and we have done over 30,000 deliveries to date. The exciting thing is that equipment parts delivery is a $5.5 billion a year market opportunity in North America alone. And as Runnr expands, into other delivery verticals with time, we plan to take on the entire industrial delivery market, which is a $56 billion a year opportunity. And here's a list of some of our customers that we're currently servicing. So Runnr is founded by two brothers who grew up in family business operating in the industrial sector. From an early age, we have seen firsthand the issues with these on-demand delivery styles and how big of an impact it can have on businesses when they aren't done accurately. And though we're a young founding team, we're supported by strong advisors with decades of experience in the logistics and industrial space. And realizing the gaps that Runnr still had to truly scale operations, we applied and have been accepted in 2 of the top accelerator programs in North America to build our growth strategy and refine our sales process to help us scale. And with this being said, Runnr is planning to open a funding round in the next 3 to 4 months after we hit a few key milestones, and those being finalizing or launching our second market and achieving $30,000 a month in revenue. And when we achieve that, we intend to raise a round to help us catapult our growth, launching in 10 markets across Western Canada and 5xing our monthly revenue to $150,000. And with that, I'd like to ask, why walk with other investments when you can run with us? We invite you to connect with us through our Calendly link here on the screen, as we are always looking to meet with people who are interested in helping us take on a $50 billion industry.
All right, thank you, Louis. I was wondering if you could go through a little bit, if this is sort of, you might have mentioned it, but a subscription-based or pay-per-use, and who that kind of target audience is, whether it's sort of that big retailer or maybe the small guys too.
It is a pay-per-use service, and we target specifically, like right now, heavy equipment dealerships. So essentially semi-truck dealerships, agriculture dealerships, construction, mining equipment dealerships, and their suppliers as well. So.
Awesome. And have you found that it's been helpful to sort of narrow in on a target market, whether it's sort of like you said, the transport, or kind of a little bit more of a broad approach, whether it's going into ag, like you said, or anything like that?
Yeah, so we actually started as a very general sort of delivery service offering, and we really narrowed into this space because just with our prior experience, and also we started to find that we really were actually solving a problem for these types of companies, and we thought we really wanted to leverage that and to be able to truly offer the best service for these types of organizations. And especially just because these organizations, time is very important. And like I mentioned, it can potentially cost thousands of dollars an hour. And unfortunately, no one was really servicing them properly. And that's where we saw the opportunity and jumped on it. So.
Perfect. Well, that sounds like a great gap to fill. So thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you to that block of pitches so much. Where is my co-MC? He's coming up on stage. We just want to come up and do one last little shout out. I mentioned earlier we had some people who chipped in. There's actually a total of $1,372 that was donated at that time. Well, we had a bunch more come in since then. So we had Raf donate another $50. Raj put in $250. Flipping Time $50. Dale Schwab put in $100. We're losing. Dale Schwab put in another $100. Charles Wong threw in $100. Howard Swaza threw in $50. So we're up to $1,972 donated total across all of our regions. So if you'd like to donate some more, we chipped in. We had some food at the back there. Right, so let's keep it going. We want to order more pizza. So if anybody else wants to donate, like put up your hand, $50, $25. Cheers to Startup TNT. Is anybody in? Right, come on, somebody. 50. All right, Ken is in for 50. All right, one of our founders is ready to donate. Love it. Love to see that. If anybody else is in, going once, going twice. Otherwise, you could just send it in to Cheers at Start. $20. All right, we're out there. Love to see it. Yeah, way to go, Miguel. Love to see it. Very awesome. That's what it's about here at Startup TNT. It's about coming together, supporting each other, and we're really happy about that. So thank you, everybody, for donating here to Startup TNT. All right, we're almost there. We got 2 pitches left.
2 more.
All right. So Annie is going to come right back up. We got one more pitch from Saskatoon. So we're going to go over there. Annie's going to introduce it, and then we got one more pitch here in Regina. Well, certainly last but not least. She's a great pitcher. So Annie, come on up, introduce our last two pitches. Let's do it.
All right. Okay, so our second to last pitch is Samuel Amiso, and I believe he's going to be coming in from Saskatoon for Vita plant processing.
Let's go, Saskatoon! What's up, Prairie, Canada? I am Samuel Amiso. I am the CEO and founder of Vita Plant Processing. What is Vita Plant, you may wonder? Vita Plant is a plant-based meat manufacturer that specializes in the production and the manufacture of delicious, nutritious, plant-based meat products that uses and combines prairie-grown ingredients, prairie-grown crops, and research to develop delicious plant-based meat. What is the problem with plant-based meat? Some people may wonder. The problem is this. Many restaurants, many grocery stores find that consumers don't have that traceable product they want to eat. They don't know the source of the plants and the ingredients used in their plant-based food. They want consistent taste going from restaurant to restaurant or grocery stores. They want a product that can speak to their brand, that speaks to the use of local ingredients, local research. This is what consumers want to enjoy. They ponder and wonder, where is this plant-based meat coming from? Where is the ingredients coming from? This is the gap we're looking to fill by providing that delicious, nutritious, plant-based food product and putting Saskatchewan and Saskatoon on the global brand as a plant-based meat manufacturer. We work with various ingredient producers and we're connected with the food industry in the sense that we help bring these local ingredients and food to prairie consumers and setting Saskatchewan, Canada on a global brand. As part of what we do, we have been able to build a collaboration with Federated Co-op Limited, who we work with directly to help provide 5 plant-based meat products. Currently, we have 2 products in our pipeline that include the plant-based burgers and the plant-based ground beef, for which we already have prototypes developed. This is the market we're looking to challenge and to fulfill, to help have delicious, sustainable, plant-based food sent out to rural communities across the prairies, sent out to urban communities around the prairies, around Canada, and eventually on a global scale. Other market traction and collaboration we have been able to build include mainly B2B connections. We're looking to satisfy the restaurants, the grocery stores, by preaching the brand, by preaching Saskatchewan, by preaching the Prairie Canada, by exposing and showcasing the richfulness and the quality of our products in enjoying our various plant-based meat products by supplying to mainly restaurants and grocery stores. Our ask today is $500,000. This would help take us to the next level. 30% of this cost will be used mainly for marketing. 40% will be used to help bring the other 3 products to market, which include our chicken strips, chicken wings, and chicken nuggets. And the other 30% will be used for general operations. Thank you very much, and we're open for Q&A.
All right. First off, a huge congratulations for being, integrated into the co-ops. That's a great way to enter the rural markets. Can you tell us a little bit about how you guys have found production so far and what that process looks like to get your products from field onto people's plates?
Currently, we're still building our client list, including FCL collaboration. Like I mentioned, we're still connecting and collecting capacity. We are looking to ramp up and go to market on a commercial scale in 2023. So with that, we would have real numbers.
Awesome. And how are you guys finding competition around some of the bigger names like Beyond Meat, and sort of what are those different values that you guys drive home to get those consumers to buy?
Well, the idea is to chase the Beyond Meat and the Impossible out of the prairie markets. We're looking to expose our brand as the use of local ingredients, the use of local research, and show that traceability, show that transparency. to satisfy the consumer needs.
Awesome. People love local. Well, let's hear it up for them, guys. Great pitch.
Okay, and last but certainly not least, we have our next founder, Kayla Baum with Twello. Woo.
Lovely. Thank you, Annie. About 8 years ago, I had a clinical nervous breakdown at my workplace, which I don't recommend. It's actually one of the worst places you could have one. And despite thinking I knew in my early 20s, I already knew everything there was to know about the world. I went to a fancy business school, had it all cased. I learned very quickly that I knew very little about my own mental health and stress management. This is an incredibly expensive problem for employers. Stress-related absences cost employers over $2,100 per employee per year. Employers are racing to add both virtual and on-site wellness classes to their wellness offerings, but they really don't know how to vet or find or connect with those vendors. As one of our clients eloquently put it, usually finding teachers is a nightmare. And that's because it looks a little something like this. Let's say you'd like to add 12 wellness classes to your calendar next year. You are visiting over 70 websites. You're probably going through almost 50 quotes. You're working with, at the end of the day, at least 12 different master service agreements, 12 contracts, 12 Zoom logins, and a lot of different invoices. And so this really quickly, the problem of managing this whole operation becomes more expensive than the cost of the classes themselves. This is where we've come in. So for Twello, as far as our customers see, there's one vendor, one invoice, and one contract. The way that we do this, our solution has two parts to it. The first is proprietary content. We have a catalog of 25 classes and growing, primarily in mindfulness, meditation, yoga, and nutrition. And because we're able to actually monitor this entire wellness program at scale, we're able to do reporting cohesively, which the client doesn't have access to otherwise. This is business as usual for us. Our average deal size right now is about $3,000 US. We have a pretty healthy little profit margin in there, even after we account for our talent, our facilitators, and our tech overhead. There are other options out there, but one of the biggest problems that employers have is these kind of frustratingly local different vendors create a really disjointed user experience for the employee. It's a different coach each time, it's a different vendor. There's no real continuity there. We've had incredible success with this business model so far. We're doing really, really well in the US, and it's time for us to scale globally. This becomes $1 million business at 340 customers. And the good news is we've brought on over half of those in the last 16 months. We really have found lead generation at scale. And we've been able to do this with only 3 full-time employees and inbound marketing. Our unfair advantage is absolutely our team. My background is in tech, startups, SaaS, and meditation. And we've been able to find some of the most talented and prestigious facilitators located strategically around the world. We have them in key cities, primarily in the US, and then around the world so we can service any time zone, even overnight. We are incredibly proud of our mission. Our mission is to support stressed out and burnt out employers around the world. If you want to chat more about this like lights me up from the inside out. So I would love to chat more, and I'm looking forward to any questions you have, Bree.
Amazing pitch as usual. So at Cultivator, we were very fortunate to watch the transition from peak wellness into the beautiful Twello that you see today, which was really fun. But Kayla, talk to us a little bit about how COVID affected this. Was going to a virtual workplace for a lot, or hybrid or remote? Is that helpful, deterrent? How is that for Twello?
At first, it was really bad because we lost all our customers in one day. So we only had on-site programming, and they all called me and they were like, we're just going to postpone for a couple weeks, like no worries. And it forced us to transition to virtual really quickly. It ended up being really a blessing in disguise because we had the infrastructure to go virtual really fast. So we were able to kind of get ahead, be an early mover there, and then scale. We wouldn't have those clients in Europe or anywhere really overseas if we didn't transition to virtual.
Amazing. So tell us a little bit. Sounds like you guys market primarily to B2B, but then of course you have the marketing when it gets to finding your amazing facilitators. Tell us like how that works. What are some of the challenges and how you guys kind of overcome?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's so surprising to us. The easiest and best place for us to find, I would say, our top facilitators is on Instagram. So almost like we're like a Gymshark brand or something. We're like cold messaging these influencers, but it acts as a portfolio for them. We're able to kind of vet their qualifications, what training they have, and then we run them through our own in-house training program to be able to facilitate our classes.
Awesome. Okay, well, let's hear for Kayla and Twello.
Give it up. We are done. Look at that. 20 pitches up, 20 pitches down. We're done here on Top 20 Pitch Night. Hassan, let's cheers to that. Yeah, woo. Let's cheers. Top 20 Pitch Night. Cheers, everybody. Woo. If you haven't tried it already, go over to the Minhas booth back there and try that peach moonshine. It's delicious. And the vodka filter. Definitely check them out. We're going to have a party tonight now, but really quick, I'd like to thank some of the people that have helped make this night happen. Really important, our tech team tonight at the back there. We had Saskatoon AV helping us out. Thank you so much for all their support. Of course, we have to talk about Dom as well. A lot of the founders, you'll know him. He's been sending you a lot of emails. Dom flew in all the way from Edmonton just to make sure that tonight was going to happen. So thank you, Dom. Trixie with Infinity Management, they're our event planner. They did a lot of awesome job. CJ and Momentum Cafe.
CJ, where are you?
Yeah, I don't know if CJ's around. I think she's busy in the back getting more pizzas for us because we ate the pizza so fast. We're going to get more pizza. 6 more coming. Right? Yeah, we got to get more pizza going. And also a big shout out to the artist there, Val at the back. Beautiful artwork. Make sure you take some time to check that out. Donate tickets, $25. The donation goes to Ukrainian refugees. Great cause to support. Anyone else I'm missing, Hassan, on the thank yous? I'm going to make sure I got everybody
Our musician, Kirk, I don't know.
Yeah, Kirk Zacharias is going to be our musician. He's going to play us out during the after party. And also just huge thank you again to all our sponsors, our co-hosts for helping us out.
All the Q&A. Thanks to the people who did all that. That was great.
Absolutely. And our investors, entrepreneurs, and of course, yes, the entrepreneurs for putting themselves out there, standing on this stage, and making sure their ideas are heard, right? And I'd also like to say a big thank you to the city of Regina. Sorry, I almost slipped of the tongue there. We are in Regina, right? And thank you so much to the city of Regina. You guys have been such a welcoming presence for us here with Startup TNT, and we're so thankful for you. And we're really happy to be working with all you folks to keep activating more angel capital here in the province and helping this community grow.
Yeah, and I just want to close that off by echoing Jesse's remarks. Thanks very much, everyone, for showing up tonight, supporting the founders, supporting this whole event. We like to keep growing this community, and we can't grow without all of you getting involved, all of you supporting the founders that we saw here tonight. So stick around, mingle, network, and let's keep this party going.
Yeah, let's have some fun. Let's make some friends and build companies, and then join us on November 17th when one of these companies tonight is going to win the guaranteed prize pot, which is over $150,000 up for grabs. But there's also going to be more. There's probably going to be multiple companies from tonight that are going to see investment. Who are they going to be? Join us November 17th to find out. There'll be a watch party here in Regina, but you're also welcome to join us up in Saskatoon for that event. So with that, enjoy the rest of your night. Let's have some drinks. Let's have some fun. Let's enjoy some music and enjoy the rest of the night. Yeah, thank you. And just quick housekeeping announcement. If the founders and our sponsor co-hosts could all come to the front, we want to take a couple photos with the group, please. Thank you.